Good evening, folks. Not sure if anybody will pop in tonight, as I'm well aware there's another show on tonight, but Saturday night is my usual night, so yeah, I was in two minds, but I'm going to go ahead with it, even if nobody tunes in. So yeah, if anybody's out there, probably nobody. Hello and welcome. Happy New Year. This is my first broadcast since before Christmas. Hello, Bobbingtons. How you doing, mate? I'm just setting up my camera here. I'm well aware I have been missing of late. That is because I changed internet broadband provider. And there was a bit of a miscommunication between my old provider and my new one. So I haven't been doing any lives for a little while because, yeah, complications. So, yeah. Oh, good. Paul's in. Good evening, Paul. Paul's one of my mods. Thanks for popping in, mate. I appreciate there might not be a lot of people on tonight because of the other show, but yeah, we can't all be popular. But anyway, I thought I would pop on and say hello and Happy New Year to everybody who does pop in. Never done this before. I've never had another show on at the same time as me, but as I say, you know, and internet's a big place. Saturday night's my usual night that I go on. And I have actually been back at the bench, which is quite good. So I do have a couple of things to show you. So if you have joined this feed and wondered what's going on, I usually host a Saturday night live show. I've missed a couple of weeks because of the broadband issues. And yeah, I know there's something else on. But, you know, it's what it is. I like a Saturday night. So a lot of you guys that will be in here, if there's any, yeah, I can see there's about 7 in, are members of the cave. So do get your work into the cave because I will be doing a review of your guys' work as usual on the cave. I've got quite a lot to catch up with actually because I think my last live show was just before Christmas time. And yeah, there's been quite a lot of nice work being put up on the cave since then. So I'll be doing a little review of that. Now, I have put a link up in the the cave. For those of you that do have a webcam and a mic, whether you've been on with me before or not, feel free to pop in and go hello, seeing as that seems to be the way things are going these days. So yeah, there's a link up in the cave underneath the link for this feed saying, you know, welcome to join in. All I'll say is if your connection's a bit choppy or that, I will drop you out. But yeah, the link's there. It's on the cave. It's under the post saying that I've went live. If you want to pop in and go hello, feel free. If not, it'll just be me. A little bit of chatting about what I've been doing, what I've got planned going forward. And a review you guys' work on the cave. So that's cool. So who else we've got on? Gary Pashley's in. Smoo, good to see you. Glad to see you on, mate. Yeah, I was in two minds because it's, you know, it's, I'm just a wee guy with a wee channel, with a wee page with like 100 people on it and not that many subscribers. So, oh, Robert Justin's in. That's a new name. How you doing, Robert? Nice to see you in. Thanks for joining me. So yeah, thanks for everybody that's pops in. I do realise that it'll not be the usual amount of people that's in because I'm not a guru or anything like that. But anyway, yeah. So what have you guys been up to since I was last on? I know Paul's doing, is it the Black Pearl? He's doing a cracking big ship at the moment. Gary, what have you been up to? And of course, Bobbingtons is in. I've seen you're working on another plane, I think, Bob. And Robert Justin's in. So yeah, right. So Hyper, yeah. So what am I working on at the moment? I'm actually working on, you might have seen in my feed, I'm working on a little bit of a Frogfoot build. So yeah, lots of rescribing on that one. So I'm just going to see if I actually get any viewers in. Obviously, I have got some. Paul, same to yourself, mate. And John, my mate John for Northern Islands. And if you do fancy coming in on the live, feel free. The link is being posted up in the cave. Be interesting to see who shows their face. But as I say, I'm expecting it to just be myself. And I obviously know that I'm not going to have the same sort of viewer count on a Saturday night that I would normally have. But it is what it is, you know. So What's Gary saying? Like I say on Facebook, yeah, I know I put stuff up and stuff like that, Gary. It's not about that. It's just, you know, new year, new format. It's just going to be me. I'm actually thinking about if people do want the Saturday night slot, and obviously it's just me on a Saturday night, I might move it to a Tuesday night or something and leave the Saturday night slot open, which might be favourable for people who want to take the whole weekend. You know, doing Warhammers or whatever. But yeah, I have been a busy beaver. So what I'll do just now, kind of hyper, kind of going, nobody's going to tune in. And yeah, it is kind of like that. But yeah, for those that have tuned in, thank you very much. And first show of the new year. As I say, I've not been on since Christmas. So if you are watching me on YouTube and you are not in the main YouTube page, please do click the little button on the right-hand side at the bottom and come into the live chat and we can sit and chat. So I'm going to go into the desk camera at the moment and give you a little insight into what I've been doing and what I've got planned. So that'll give me something to talk about for a little bit. So if you just give me a second, I'll see if I can get Minicam working. Now, apologies if my lip syncing's a bit out. I'm using an older version of Minicam, so there's nothing I can do about that. As long as you can all hear me nice and clearly, that's the main thing. So I should swap over, and I should be up in a little corner now. Up. Hello, I'm up here. I'm up here in the corner. So yeah, I'm up here in the corner. So this is my little bench. So I have been working on. Let's see if I can find the box. Now this has been a pain in the bottom because for some reason the bottom of this box likes to stick into the top of the box. So I'll see if I can. So a little while back on a Monday night, I won a kit off of E-Models, which is a Govazavody Pro Stuf SU-25, commonly known as the Frogfoot. It's an aircraft in 1/48 scale. I don't normally do aircraft. I've not done aircraft for like 30 odd years. But I thought I would give this one a go because Mark over at Spruce Surgery has a Russian build on. So I started that for his. So I'm putting nav lights in. So that's what all the electricity is. And I've been doing bits and bobs to the bodywork and that. So that's kind of what I'm working on there. So the stage I've kind of got to it is I have got, you can see all the filling and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's quite bad. I'm having to do a lot of filling and rescribing and everything. So that's currently what I'm working on at the moment. Now, a gentleman did ask me earlier on in the cave, what do I use for rescribing? Well, apart from, it's maybe not the best tool out there, a trumpeter scribing tool, I use this stuff called Dymo tape, which is really quite good because, now you don't peel the backing off or anything like that, but if you have to scribe a line around a panel, it conforms to it, and then you can stick it with sticky tape and scribe it and stuff like that. So I've been using Dymo tape. I've also been using something rather strange because on this particular model, it has a lot of, and I don't know if it will come up in the camera or not, it's got a lot of little round panels and access panels in that on the top of the engine pod. And I have been scribing that with a push pin and a steady hand and an optivisor. So yeah, it's quite good fun. So as I say, I've been putting nav lights in it. Shall I give you an idea of what the nav lights are doing? Might as well. So I shall find my, I should have been better prepared. Oh, there it is. I'll find my little LED tester. So this is my first time doing a plane in over 30 years. And I'm also trying to put LEDs into it. So on this particular plane, all these military aircraft have a nav light on, I don't know if you'll pick it up, just on the tip of the wing. See that little hole there? That is the port. Port is left, same number of letters as left, and the starboard wing is starboard, obviously, or right. It has a little nav light as well. As you can see, the right-hand wing is not quite at the stage that the left-hand wing is, but because I'm putting lighting into it, I'm having to build from the wingtips back to the main fuselage. So on this particular kit, there is landing lights on it, and they're normally recessed into this little panel here in the up position. So I've had to scratch build little light units with tiny little nano surface mount LEDs in it for the landing lights. So I've had to scratch build that and that. So I'm just going to show you what effect that gives, because that's the same stage I'm on in that. It's basically filling and stuff like that. So bear with me whilst I get my... These wires are quite thin, so they quite often break off when you keep testing them, which is why I've left a lot of length on them. Oh, Bjorn's in. How you doing, Bjorn? What have you been building? What have you been up to today, mate? How's your day been? Gary Pashley saying, been fondling. Oh, fondling. You sure you don't mean fettling? I mean, I like fettling, but fondling's good fun as well. Been fondling Rebels 1144 Antonov. Now, right, okay, here's a bit of fun. We were going to get Chris over at Gross Models when we were doing the birthday pool last year. He likes 144. Now, the Antonov we were wanting to get him was the one that I think is being released this year, which was the one... There's the early Antonov, which is a prop plane. And there's a later Antonov, which is a jet plane, which has got all the jets on. Which one is it that you've got? Because we're going to get him that. So I don't know which the 225 Myra is. As I say, I don't know a lot about aircraft. Nothing really photo-worthy as yet. Going to be a big bugger in 144. Yeah, Antonov. I would like to tackle some of these big things. But, you know, I've probably got the space, but yeah, I would have to sort of clear and reorganize my workbench, because the way I've done it, I've got one of these. I don't know if you'll see it. Let's see if I can. Sorry for all the mess. Right, this is kind of my workspace, right? And then I've got all my electricity stuff up there, and then I've got all my paints and all my crap up there, right? Now, this is one of these IKEA benches. It's got a shelf up on it. So I've put loads of wee cubby holes in that in it. So I would have to clear all that out to do a plane of that size, I think. But yeah, bit of fun doing something that size. I would probably have to get another table through to do something that size. What's Bjorn saying? Still that damn tank. What tank are you building, Bjorn? Interesting to see, because you normally do those Japanese mechanized bipedal robot things, don't you? Yeah, so don't be scared to come in and say hi. As I say, I'm just going to demonstrate here. I'm not doing this as a video build. As I say, I've been doing a couple of wee sort of live at the benches and stuff for this on this Frogfoot. As I say, it's not the best of kits, but when you get it for free, you cannot complain. And it's a little bit of fun. So let's connect this one up first. You'll do it. And it won't work a bit yet. I'll hit the button and nothing will happen. Yeah, because I've got it not clipped in right. That looks clipped in all right. I might have it the wrong way around. Live telly. What can go wrong? Everything. Right, I've got switched on. Have I got it the wrong way around? I could have. Because sometimes I put the darker wire as earth. It will work. I'll get it working. Because if it doesn't work, then I've put all this wing together, even though I've checked it several times. And the LED is broken. It's a 6-jet engine monster, currently the biggest aircraft. Well, the turbofan. So that might be the one I'm thinking of. It was the one that's just been released, mate. All right, have we got light? Yeah, we've got light. Right, okay, so hidden inside here, you might just see it flashing red, is my port nav light. Okay, so that's all been sealed inside the wing, and that's what all the wires coming out are. And I have also had to scratch build the, see if I can get this working. The biggest problem with this isn't actually the LEDs and the wiring, it's quite a poor fitting kit. It's all the rescribing and filling and everything, which has been a bit of a pain. Right, so that's that one on. And that one on. So hopefully this should be for the landing light. Yeah, there we go. There's a landing light. So that's the wiring on the on the port side. Right, John, you need to kill the volume of the... Yeah, there we go. Watching it on YouTube, mate.
How's that?
There we go. That's better. So that's John, my Northern Irish pal. How you doing, mate?
Evening, everybody.
I was just talking them through my wee Frogfoot build, and I've done the same on the other side. Apart from this, has got a green light and the other one. So that's a wee bit of that. How you doing, mate?
Oh, living the dream as always.
Living the dream. Now, even though we've got all this frost and that, John, and you're up in Northern Ireland, you're still taking the bike into work, aren't you?
Oh, indeed, yes. Indeed.
What are you using for a winter hack? Is it an ER5 or something you said?
I am indeed. ER500.
Oh, good. I've just spotted that shirt over your back. You're not a Liverpool supporter, are you?
I am indeed. Do you want me to move it?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't bother with the football, like.
Oh, I like the football. I like most sports. I'm a good sports fan.
Do you take part in any? Do you take part in any sports, though, John?
No.
No. Are you a bit like me? You're a bit like a couch sports fan.
I used to play football. I used to play darts.
Oh, I like darts. Yeah.
I do like my darts.
Rugby was good fun, especially when you grab hold of the boy. Oh, it was school last time I played rugby. And you get the big guy, it's like, thinks he's all that and that, and then you grab him round the ankles and you love the sound as his jaw crunches into the ground when you take him down.
Whereas we used to do just grab him by the bollocks.
Oh, you're not allowed to do that in a scrum anymore, apparently.
No? Or bite their ears.
No, you're only allowed to touch him and go, can I have the ball, please?
No.
So what's I'm just checking on chat there. What's Bjorn saying? That M4A2C, which I'm doing, light servo and Arduino, so much cables to solder, not lose track. Ah, right, okay. So he's doing a tank. Paul Chapman's giving it a hi, John. Paul, get your ass in here.
Hello, Paul. That book's coming on well.
Gary Pasha saying most likely the kit that came out just before Christmas, wingspan of just over 2 feet. Yeah, that was it. That was a new release. It wasn't quite out when we were doing Chris's birthday. What's Paul saying? Exeter Chiefs done well over there last week, John. Was that your dog making an appearance there?
It was, but you'll hear the dogs barking.
That's all right. I've been hearing the dogs barking all day, mate.
Yeah, you will. Funny half hour for them.
So you haven't been having a quiet weekend? Have you been at the bench?
No, I was actually in the mate's motorbike shop, but they gave them a hand to rebuild an old Triumph Tiger 955i that he picked up on the chain.
Oh, that's the one with the fairings on, isn't it? The 955. Touring bike.
It's coming on well for what he paid for it and what he's put into it. It will look good when it's done. So,
what have you completed recently? You've done a really nice Honda Repsol, haven't you?
I did the RC211V, I believe.
Is it handy?
Very handy.
Would you like to show the nice people that are tuning in your little Honda that you've done? Because you did a couple of interesting wee tweaks on it.
Go downstairs. Give me 5 minutes because it's actually downstairs in my display cabinet.
Right, no bother. Because he did.
I shall return.
Yeah, he did a few different paints on it because John's a bit of a Honda fan. I've got a Suzuki and he tells me my bike's crap. But he's went into such detail on this bike. He's actually went for, because a lot of the Hondas actually had grey grips, the throttle grips and all that, and he's painted all them. What's Paul saying? He's waiting for a message. She's using the computer. But the computer said no. So again, that's kind of the Frogfoot. Lot of scribing, resanding. It's a bit of fun. I bought myself now. This is quite interesting stuff. This I've been looking at. I'm building a Peterbilt truck at the moment, and I've also got a Porsche that I'm going to be doing. As I'm just talking to his missus. And I was looking at, because there's no injector lines in that on, so I've been getting these Albion alloys, thin sort of brass and what's the other one? Brass and was it nickel silver? So I'm thinking about making injector lines and all sorts of things up. So that's going to be a bit of an experiment. So I got some of those in. Oh, he's back.
Right, I don't know if this is going to work.
Well, if you hold it back about there and put your hand behind it, I don't know if that'll work. Stick your hand behind it. So that's what kit's that? That's the Tamiya. Is it the 211V?
RCV. RCV 21106.
So that's a 211. That might be the one I've got in my stash. That's really nice looking. So that's your latest build.
Yep.
That's looking good, mate. Yeah, I do like a motorbike, as you can tell. Down a bit. There we go. That's good. So you've got photos of that up in the cave, haven't you?
I have indeed, yes.
Excellent.
I do.
What are you working on now then? What's your next project?
I've just done a crappy Suzuki.
See, I told you we'd say that about Suzuki. Right, so what's wrong with that? RGVT? Or it's oh, what's that sign again? Is it the...
I have no idea. RGV 500, that's all I know.
That sign on the end means something though. Is it Lambda? I can't mind now.
I'm not sure. I've never... RGV 1, I don't know. XR89.
So what's wrong with Suzuki, mate?
This is Suzuki.
What's wrong with Suzuki?
It just doesn't float. The only thing that floats my boat about it is a two-stroke. That's it.
So you like two strokes, whatever they are, but
Not Suzuki's.
You're a Honda man, aren't you?
Partial with the odd Kawasaki. But mostly Honda.
Don't like green bikes.
Oh, you like this one? Oh, where is she?
Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. You did one, didn't you?
I did.
I've got that in my stash. So what paints did you use on that? Did you go with the whole...
That was done in zero green. The zero paints.
So the zero paints are worth getting for that then?
Yep.
That's
with
really
the
nice.
detail up front forks and a few photo edge parts through in just for good measure.
Did you 2K that, or did you just use the zero paints green?
Just zero paint, that was all. Not even clear coated or nothing.
Doing a bit. There we go. Yeah, I like that. How was the decals to go on that, John?
A pain in the backside.
Were they?
They were, but if you spend the time and the effort with a micro saw and set in a hairdryer, you can get them to where you want them.
See, I used to use a hairdryer, but sometimes people say if you heat them up, you can cause problems.
Well, I wasn't going too close with the hairdryer, and I wasn't too hot with the hairdryer.
Have you tried the damp warm face cloth type?
No, haven't tried that either. No, that's the first I've heard of that.
Well, that's looking really good. So, as you can tell, John likes his bikes.
Yes.
Which is excellent. So, as I say, any of you guys that are in the cave, I have put a link up. John's popped in to keep me company, which I really do appreciate. But he's a bike builder like myself. Do you build anything else other than bikes, John?
Trucks.
Oh, see, I like trucks as well, but yeah, they take that one I'm doing, I suppose, is a bit of a monster because I'm doing a 1/16th one.
Oh, that'll be huge.
Which I'll show the guys in a wee minute. But I mean, a
1/16. After I've done my Suzuki for the friend, I will go on to Black Amber.
Oh, what sort of money is in that, mate?
I don't know, it was a birthday present, but I'd imagine you're talking 40 to 60 pound. I'd imagine depending on 60 pound.
There was one that Grant done, another one of our mods. Was it a Barth truck?
Yes,
it was from Bretland's truck build. That's a nice looking truck and all, but I like is that flames up the side of it or some lightning or?
It's to replicate flames, yeah, but it's more like pinstriping.
Really, really nice. So have you had a look inside the box? What's the decals in that like? Are they
huge?
Looking all right? So it's going to be huge sort of one-piece wrap type things.
Decals would be...
All right. Oh, they're not too bad then.
No.
They're not bad size. So you're going to go with a... I don't know if you've done this. When you're going into a big decal like that, do you get a wee mist bottle? Like, I don't know if I've got one handy. Not a big one like... Right, not a big one like that, but you get the wee spray bottles, and what you do is you put a wee drop soapy water in it, you know, like fairy washing up liquid and that, and spray the model first, so it allows you to slide it in, and then.
No, I would just use the micro.
The set and the sol.
The sol, or the set even. I would apply that over the model, and then remove the decal off the paper and put it on and use that to
put it on and use it that way. That's going to be a nice truck. So we'll get
once I've settled it, I would put the sol over the top of it.
Aye, once you get it all settled in.
Yeah, but with that truck, I'm actually going to add a left axle to it, and then I'm going to try and replicate the piping along the chassis rails for the electrics and the airlines and stuff like that.
Have you've no driven trucks or anything? How are you getting the? Because I was thinking about that with the Peterbilt. It was Kev Mortimer that gave me the idea about the fifth wheel and that. I've never really been close up. My dad drove lorries, but it wasn't a class one. So are you going up to like proper Arctics and taking photos to see what all the airlines?
Internet, but my father, like you say, my father drove, and a few of my friends actually drive, and I've actually had a wee go at driving myself when I was a lot younger. So
right, so you can get in about the trucks and get a good look and see what you've got.
I used to work in the haulage game, unloading and loading for the last 15 odd years I was at it. So pretty good in. But then another wee birthday present is a very good read.
Oh, that's I don't know. Let me click on you. That's a bit truck modelling.
That's a very good read.
Much was that?
No idea. Another birthday present.
All right, I'll be on the back. It'll be under the ISBN number. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's whiting out a wee bit.
No, it's just a sticker, barcode sticker over.
That's a good wee book. So what sort of details does that give you in there? Is it just like all the brakes and running gear and airlines?
I'll try and find a nice photo. There's a bit of pipe working, if that's coming up.
Oh, it's an actual modelling book. I see the title. Ah, right, okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because I can see the Tamiya filler and all that there.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
I think he's Belgian or Dutch, this fella that wrote it.
Yeah, Paul Chapman says he's got that book. It's a good book. Excellent.
It's a very good read.
I didn't really have a lot of books or magazines or anything. Definitely something worth looking into. I'm just going to catch up and chat a wee bit.
Yep.
What's Bjorn saying? He's finally got the Arduino to work properly. Most likely a damaged breadboard. Yeah, Chinese breadboards. So it's all about soldering, putting those wires where they should be, which is a nightmare. Nah, it's easy. Mike Hornsy's in. How you doing, Mike? By the way, there's a link up in the cave if you want to pop in, mate. So yeah, Paul's saying that's a good book. Obviously, we're down on viewers tonight because there's another show on. Talking to trucks, I'll go and get my folk know that I'm doing a big Peterbilt. So as far as my big chassis is going, I'm doing quite well with that at the moment. I've got all the wiring. I've got all the wiring running. Let's see if you'll even catch it for the rear lights. So I've got I can't even remember now. I think the indicators are at the bottom and the brake lights are at the top. So I've got all that in. So I've got a bit more detail painting to do on this. A wee bit of weathering up and stuff like that. And I made the mistake of fixing the shockies to the chassis before painting them and trying to paint them when they're on. And it's like, did I just snip them off and glue them back on? Yeah. So I've got that to do.
Coming along well.
Let's see what else I've got. Using the Ushi powders. So I've got all the front grille and all the chrome stripped off and the headlights and the LEDs in. So I've got the wiring coming off for the LEDs for the front lights for the front of there. What else have I got done on that one? I have got... I can't find it now. Oh, there it is. The Mahusiv front bumper, which has two spotlights in it. So I've got those wired in as well, ready to go onto the chassis when that's... I might have to go over it with the Ushis again because I've got fingerprints on it, but That's a good thing about the issues. You can redo them. And right, I got a session in the spray booth. Now, it's not perfect, but I've got the Mahusive bonnet section done, which I had to scratch build all these indicators so that I can put LEDs in and pass. I've got wee holes in under there.
Very nice.
For passing all the wiring through. So that's the first base coat down. It's reasonably shiny. There are a few bits of dust and blemishes and stuff in it. But obviously, I'll make the mess same up. So I've got the bonnet done.
Or the hood.
And you know how I like the KP cheesy footballs? Well, they tubs are absolutely brilliant for paint stand. So I've got the cab. It's all in base coat as well. Again, there's a few blemishes here and there where dust's got in. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I mean that's just the first base coat on. So that's that on, and then the Mahusive on the back of that. Got the crew cab done, or the sleeping quarters. Now there's a big spotlight on that side and a big spotlight on that side, which are wired in, but at the moment I've got Humbrol Maskol over the actual LEDs, so that I can just spray them and then I'll pick the wee bit of Maskol off at the end. So again, that's a first coat. It's really rough and ready, but it'll be all right once I get it tea-cutted down. So that's that. Oh, excuse me, I'm farting away like mad here. Shocking. It's because I had black pudding and square sausage, lawn sausage rolls earlier.
Squirt salad is away.
It's nothing to do with it. The haggis I had last night for Burns night. It can't be.
Oh yes.
Oh, actually, I'm glad it's no smell-o-vision because it's a wee bit ripe in here.
I'm sure it would be.
So I'm just pulling out some parts here. I'm not sure whether to go with the front mudguard or not because I'm making this a cafe racer.
Or cut it in half.
A lot of I have chopped it back. I've chopped actually quite a lot of it. A lot of cafe racers don't have a front mudguard. So this is a Aoshima Z9 kit. It's painted up totally different from what they say you're supposed to paint it up. I've basically chromed up all the frame and everything.
That's nice.
And I am at the stage where I'm going to be now this might show up as a bluey green on here, but it's actually a darker green when you see it to the naked eye. So let's just slot some of these on. I've cut and chopped it because there was a big horrible big seat came with it. Let's see if I can get one side of this on without it all falling apart. I've had to remake all the handlebars and everything like that. Let's see if I can get this in. Oh, live TV, here we go. So
what can go wrong?
That's kind of like I've actually molded and made out of plasticard a different rear seat unit and everything, and I've got all the decals on it.
That's the
Kawasaki and the Z9. Now,
nice.
I was looking at the seat, and I've actually got a roll of it's really thin neoprene sticky back rubber.
Seat.
That for the seat pad and everything. I've taken the standard up bars and dropped them, but I have actually got some of this tube. I don't know whether to make it out of brass tube or not, but we'll see. So I've got all that to do. I've still got to put a lacquer coat. Still got to put a lacquer coat and all that though. So at the moment they're all sitting on little stickies. The front mudguard, I've chopped it back.
You go a bit shorter.
I don't know whether I want to put it on or not yet. I still don't know if I like it. It's one of those. Let me just clip all these back in. And you know that RZ I've been
working on.
Been doing for about 17 years.
Yes.
I've got a bit further with that.
Good lad.
Give me a second.
Good,
I'll just
good. So if you can finish that, then you can finish the Blackbird as well.
Oh, you're on about the one from my mate David that he gave me before last Christmas, but the Christmas before. Ah, right. Yeah.
That's the one.
So Obviously, if you've been following the video build that's taken place over numerous years,
since the beginning of time,
we've ended up going for this decal set.
Lovely.
And I've just got to clear coat it all. So that's kind of the stage that's at. That's the stage that's at. I've been quite a busy beaver, actually. I'm quite chuffed with myself.
Good.
I'll just put all this back in the thing. Get in there. So yeah, let's go back into my normal camera.
Busy.
Oh, it's disappeared. My minicam's disappeared. Where's it went? Oh, there it is. Right, let's go back onto that one. There we go. So thanks everybody for popping in. Oh, Rob B's in. Hi all.
Hello, Rob.
Robert Justin, very good book. Oh, he's on about that book for the trucks. It's an interesting one because I do like trucks. I'm not so much into my cars, but I do like trucks. I like
trucks are cool.
I cannot lie. So I'll stick that in there. So that's that. What's Gary saying? Farting we can cope with, just don't follow through. Although it'd be internet gold. You know what? I'm not going to go too much into it, but I have got tablets to avoid those kind of occasions.
The last thing you need is a wee turtle's head.
A wee turtle said. So yeah, plans for this year. I know I've still got to finish the RZ, which I'm working on. And the only other video build I've got going, which is more sort of an update thing, is the Peterbilt, because you can yourself what a truck's like. It takes forever. Was the one that I did the unbox review of, which is over on
the Porsche. Very nice.
Porsche. And I'm going to light that up. And at the same time, I'm going to do a wee video build,
LEDs or later fluid?
The what?
Will it be LEDs or are you going to use later fluid?
I was thinking of using isopropyl alcohol in the match. But yeah, I'm going to do a wee video series with some electricity on it, and maybe let some of the other guys join in.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
The what?
So that'll be cool.
I've been thinking about how to put it out. And I think I'll do it as an early release on Patreon, but it will come up onto the normal YouTubes. And just stagger it in sections and sort of say, this is what you need and this is what I'm going to be doing, and then you can follow along and blow things up together, because I will blow stuff up and show you how not to do stuff.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
What's Mike Hornsey saying? Did you recite any poetry last night? Oh, what is it? Oh, your wee Sonsy face, Chief Pudding of the yeah. Did anybody see Neil Kroll's one?
No.
He posted a video up and he had, I don't know if it was his wife's wee miniskirt, but he had a wee tartan miniskirt on, and he works out, he pumps iron, so he's like got the whole sort of muscular chest and six-pack and all that, and a wee tartan miniskirt on, the baldy head and all that, and he walks through with a big haggis on the platter, and then he puts it on the table and he gets this big fuck-off sort of chef's knife. And he starts reciting, oh, you're so, fuck it, to a haggis, and cuts the fucking thing in half and licks the knife. It was quite funny. So, if any is no Neil Kroll, he's a bit of an amateur chef. Yeah. So, I'm actually quite surprised there's people in, because I was.
Many viewers.
We're about 14, but and that includes us two, so that's 12.
That's good.
I was kind of debating on whether to go live or not. As you know, I did miss a few Saturdays because obviously I was changing the internet provider and that, so I kind of disappeared off the face of the planet for a bit. But yeah, it's one of those. The thing is, YouTube, it's a bit like a skybox. There's like 100 odd channels, and if two things are on at the same time, you can pick what you want to watch. So
exactly.
At the end of the day, I am thinking of, because it's just myself on a Saturday night now, freeing up the Saturday for other people who have got bigger shows that they can put on.
Yes.
And maybe doing a Tuesday night.
Yeah, it work.
Maybe doing it more of an at the bench type thing.
Yeah.
With occasional guests on, so we're sitting actually doing stuff at the bench. You know, I'll still do my random sort of whenever I can be bothered sort of live shows and stuff like that. But I think because it's just me, I don't think I can justify not so much hogging a Saturday night, but you know, putting a show out on a Saturday night if it's just me, it's going to be on.
No.
And a Tuesday night would maybe be a bit more quiet, a bit more intimate, and whoever wants to take over Saturday can. They're already doing it anyway, but yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So like we said before, you can't please everybody.
You can't please everybody, and yeah, a lot of stuff went on before Christmas, and yeah, it is what it is. New Year, moving on. It's just going to be me. I'm going to concentrate on my YouTube channel this year, I think, and try and get more content up because did a lot of lives last year and didn't really put much up, I don't think, of actual content that somebody could go, I'm thinking of building a model, how do I do it? There wasn't really much of that, I don't think.
Right.
Have you never thought of doing a YouTube thing, John?
No. No.
You can't be asked with the politics and crap or...
That, and plus I don't think anybody would want to listen to my voice and look at my ugly mug.
They would need an interpreter.
Yeah, you need something along the bottom of the screen.
Because mostly it's... Actually, have you ever watched back a live show and put the... You can actually put the subtitles on. See when this ends, right? And it compiles and uploads to YouTube.
Oh,
watch
God.
it back with the subtitles on, mate. Because to yours it'll just be situation, right? And me it'll be like, oh, hi, the new, and it just gets it all wrong. It's really quite funny. So thanks everybody that's popped in the chat. We're sitting with about 15 folk now. Feel free to pop questions, whether it be model making related or want to ask John about, you know, Irish things.
No, don't ask about Irish things. No, we're having a bit of trouble as it is.
I'm going to ask you about one Irish thing though. A very famous race, the Northwest 200.
Yes.
Where does it take place, and what's the story behind it? What's the history behind it? Because I know about the Manx TT and all that in Isle of Man.
The Northwest is between Portrush, Portstewart, and Coleraine. It started early 1900 and something.
Really, that far back? So you're talking about the old ones that are like bicycle motorbikes almost?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been going, I would imagine you're talking...
good 100 years?
Well, no, I wouldn't say, wouldn't have far off 100 years, but it has been going a good long since, I would say, top of the head, without looking at through the book, from the 1930s or something.
Because I'm thinking about trying to come across and go to meet up with you for the Northwest this year.
Yes, certainly.
What time of the year is it again, John?
Top of the head, it is May the 18th is a Saturday, so it's the following week.
May.
Yep. It's usually 2 weeks before the Isle of Man TT.
All right, okay, right.
A lot of the English riders will come over and use
a friend of mine, Davey's been across it a couple of times. He says it is good fun, but you've got to get the right vantage points for all the tight corner. Because if you sit on the bit, it's a straight. It's just like wow. That's what you see.
It is. We would tend to hang about between York Corner, as it's close to the bars, and you can get across the road because they turn in the opposite direction, so the road's not closed, so you're not confined.
Right. And you find that's where most people make slight mistakes and have little offs.
You'll see them coming over Black's Hill.
On the back wheel, right, yeah.
Yep. Come down to the York Corner and it's hard on the brakes, and you'll see them, some of them will overshoot, or some will try and nip up the inside lane, lay it on the brakes.
So see if they overshoot on that corner, is there a runoff point, like another street that can go up, or are they in the ship?
Yep. And if you don't, then you're going into a brick wall, into somebody's garden.
Right. Okay.
Right. There was an incident 2 or 3 years ago where one of the raiders collided with another raider, and his bike went into the garden and hit spectators, and she actually broke her leg.
Oh, well, I mean, it's like with the rallies and that now. There's so many people stand so close to the rally cars, and then they worry when they get hit. You know, it's like it's one of the risks that you take. Jared's in. Evening, Jared. He's going, sup, dudes? What are you two working on? At the moment, Jared, I'm still playing about with the Frogfoot. I just done a little bit there of. I've done a little bit more to my belt. Oh, hold on. I'll just click on John.
It's falling apart. This is all I have done on the Suzuki at the moment.
Just stick your hand behind it. That'll take the glare off a wee bit and let it focus on your. There you go. Right. So you've got the frame sort of in the rear mudguard.
I have the swing arm sort of started. It will
just take it back a light a bit, more towards your chest. There you go. Aye. So you've got the rear swing arm and the chain and sprocket set all up. And yeah.
Yep. That is all.
Now that comes with a sort of like a brushed aluminium chromey finish. Did you take all that off?
It was pure chrome. The frame was
it's actually chrome. Shiny. So did you just use bleach or?
Bleach. It was dipped in bleach for about a minute, not even, say 30, 40 seconds.
Oh, so it came off quite quick then, yeah.
Very quickly. And then it was primed in black primer and then sprayed in Mr. Metallic super fine silver. And that's what
you used the same as me. Did you use a gloss metallic, a gloss black under that?
No, matte black.
What, the UMP stuff, the Steno is?
Yep.
And it came up all right. Ah, right. Because I've got the same as that, but I've got the gloss one, and it's really quite good.
And then a couple of coats of X22 over the top of it, and that was it.
Do you know, Jen, you use lacquers then because of your dug and that?
No, I still use lacquers. Then wheels are done in the lacquer white.
Was that just a Tammy rattle cans?
That was decanted out of a rattle can, yes.
Oh, so you do the same as me then? You decant it out the rattle can because they're actually quite good value for money, they tins, aren't they?
They are. I find you get more out of it. You don't get as much overspray.
Because when I first started, I was using the tins, but I was using 1 tin per model because you were getting so much overspray and losing it all.
Oh, I'm hopeless at spraying out of a spray can. It's just like a garden, like a fire hose for me.
Aye. Paul Sharpman's going, the first NW race was 1929. And Mike Hornsey's going, have you got a video of that race?
No.
He's got it on Sunny Film.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike, get yourself in here. If you're on the cave, by the way, there is a link up on the advertisement for tonight. Pop in. You've got a camera on the mic. Pop in for a wee while. So yeah, I'm also going to be doing a small run through on the dungeon because I've not really covered anything since, I think, was it Christmas? Just before Christmas, I did the last.
I think it was, yeah.
And see what everybody's been up to. So I take it you've got the chat up, John, have you?
No, I don't even know how to do that.
Right, so you did kind of open up a separate tab and get the. Oh, have you got your phone? Can you get the chat on your phone? It's just, it would be kind of cool if I do go to do a wee stint on the dungeon that you could maybe redo any chat if any's on. I know we've got Paul Modden and that. It's just obviously I can't read the chat when I go to do the dungeon part. The dungeon. I still call it a dungeon, the cave. If you're not in a cave, actually, I'll just put a wee link up for you guys just to refresh.
That's right, 1920. I wasn't far out when I said 1930. Like, I wasn't far out.
Aye.
I wasn't far at all.
Right, so I'm just going on to the cave. So if you're not a member of the cave, I'm just going to post a link up just now into the live chat.
If you could even get over in August, Harry, the Ulster Grand Prix is a better race.
What's that, in August?
That's in August. That's more, that would be like a mini TT. It's a better circuit.
And what's that with superbikes?
Superbikes, 250s, 400s, you name it, they'll race it.
I'll need to see how the money goes because I had saved money up, but Christmas and New Year kind of.
And then the Ulster Grand Prix would be, from my house, you're talking half an hour, 20 minutes on the bike, depends how hard you ride.
Ulster GP. That sounds interesting.
I think that's been going longer than the Northwest, and they used to race Formula 1 cars around there as well.
I've never been across to Ireland or Northern Ireland, so it's supposed to be really nice. A bit like Scotland, a lot of nice places.
Yeah, the Ulster Grand Prix was actually used on the GP circuit until Barry Sheen started crying that it was too dangerous.
Ah, right. So proper road racing, and then it was like, yeah, I'd rather have a circuit.
Yep.
And
then some of the older ones, likes of Akadui, they don't race there no more. It's very good. And then you had Cookstown 100. They had Colin Edwards round in a car, and he asked the driver, when are we on the circuit, or when do we go onto the circuit? And the driver says, you're on the circuit, and it literally was a country lane. There was no room for passing. If you had the balls, you had to go through a gap about yay size, and that's it.
Bloody hell, imagine doing that at speed. It'd be pretty crazy.
You have no room for error whatsoever.
So Jared B's saying his battery's dead, he'll be back in a minute. Kill the battery, kill the battery. I've put a link up for Smoo's Cave, by the way, if any of you guys aren't in it. I will be doing, because it's my first show this year. The last show I did was just before Christmas. We love showing off what you guys have all been doing. So I will be going on to the cave in a little while. So if you've got any works in progress or finished builds or anything you want to put on the cave, or you're not a member of the cave yet, the link's up there in the chat for you. The Orc Boys is in, going good evening. Good evening, mate. How are you doing? Nice for you to join in. I didn't actually think, obviously there's another show on tonight, which I know about, which is fair enough. I didn't think we would have that many people in, but we're around about 17, 18, which isn't bad. Considering it's just me and John waffling away here. We've got Paul Shartland in the chat there. Paul and Sue are helping mod for me tonight, which is really, really good. And my mate John, some of you might not know John. He's in Northern Ireland, a friend of mine, a fellow biker, and we both build models, and he likes building bikes and that. And he's kindly came in and kept me company tonight.
No problem.
Apart from your recent bikes, I take it all your stuff's down in a display cabinet, mate. You didn't keep it in your man cave. So what other, you didn't have to go and fetch it, but what other stuff have you built? Is it all bikes, or have you done tanks and planes? Or
no tanks, no planes, just bikes and trucks. I have a large, was it a CR 250? I
haven't done that one. Oh, the dirt bike. Yeah.
Where I went with a red frame instead of, or a white frame instead of a red frame.
That's cool. Yeah, I do like dirt bikes.
I can put that back. And then my piece of resistance, my favourite bike of all time, the XR 750.
That's quite a rare kit now, actually. That's a Dakar bike, isn't it?
Oh, it is. The only one I need to get in that is a GS80, I believe, the Marlboro BMW.
That's cool. And it's got the old Rothmans decals and everything on it, which you wouldn't get now. Yeah.
No, exactly.
That's a bit of a vintage kit, mate. You're a lucky bugger.
I actually have another one in the stage to this.
You've got another one?
Yes, with pristine decals. So I built one and saved one.
Are you selling it?
Well, as my mate would say to me, everything is for sale. Everything has a price.
Everything has a price, yeah. But I have to go out and break.
I will just tease you a little bit, shall I?
Do I have to go out and get 20 virgins in that in order to sort of bring the price down a bit? Yeah, Paul Shartland's agreeing. Paul likes his bikes as well. That's Gold Dust or Rothman's bike, yeah. It's a Dakar version. I know a lot of the guys in the chat might not be bike builders or whatever, but yeah, I've got a few bikes here. Both John and myself. Much for a t-shirt, Smoo. They're over on my Teespring. Should I put the link up? Yeah, bugger it. Why not? I'll go and I'll dig out the link for my Teespring. They are $14.99 UK.
Another rare one.
I'm on another screen for 2 seconds, mate. But by all means, I'm trying to find my Teespring thing. Because somebody has asked, so I might as well.
Certainly.
Some Smoo merch. I can't find it. Oh, I'll get it. I'll get it because it's on the cave. It's actually on the cave. You can't. I do have a couple of bits of Smoo merch that you can get. I think there's a mug and a couple of t-shirts. I will be working on other stuff. Click on that. Let's see if I can get the actual page. There we go. Right.
T-shirts are £14, I believe.
$14.98 or something like that. I mean, but it's at the end. I get a couple of quid off it. That's They want
Talking
me,
about using tea bags.
they want me to sell them for £20 a pop. So
No, we
I've
couldn't
scrolled it
offer
right
them
down. So
20.
it's like I get a couple of quid towards a kit or whatever. There's 2 T-shirts and a mug available. There's this one, gluing things to your face since 2017. And then there's the other daft one that's I don't get out much. And there's a mug where I don't get out much. But I'll do other ones I know. But some people find it funny. It's just a bit of, if you want one, that's a link for it. They do a print run, although they might say, oh, order now, hurry before stocks run out. They do a print run every 3 days. So they go, hurry, 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 print run, hurry, 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 print run. So they'll always be up there. It's just that when they start saying hurry, it means they're getting ready for the next print run. Yep. So if you want a T-shirt or a mug or whatever, I'll get other stuff up there. That's funny, doing merch on my channel. It's Teespring, and you can go in there, and I get a couple of quid out of it, nothing much, and you can get a daft T-shirt. Anyway, so Bill, for they do it in America. I can't mind what it is, but it's 15 quid UK. So what's that in American? $18, $19, something like that.
No, but it would be more, wouldn't it? It would be.
Because was it one? Aye, but they do. It's the ship. They do international. I just thought I would try it out for a laugh, and it's kind of why things kicked off just before Christmas. But you know, it is what it is.
Exactly.
So thanks everybody that's popped in. Don't be scared to speak in the chat. I know there's 15 or 16 of you in there, and there's only like 8 or 9 years in the chat. Do feel free. Make sure you're on the YouTube page and click
thumbs up or thumbs down.
Wee YouTube thing down the bottom. Press the button. Come in and chat with us. So what have the guys in the chat been building since I spoke to you all just before Christmas? I know what John's been doing, and I know what I've been doing. I tell you what I really do like, and I'll feature it on when I do the cave review. Paul's stepped away from the shiny bikes and cars, Mr. Paul Shapland. He's doing the Black Pearl. Now, I'm just trying to think what scale that's in. It looks like it's something like 72nd. It's a big old, you know, the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. And he's doing a lovely job of all the weathering, all the decks and all that sort of thing. I think Bobbington's doing a plane. Rob, really? I wish I had a room for that. Rob B saying he's doing a 1/32 scale B-24 Liberator. I do like that. I like the look of that plane. I like the old-fashioned, although I'm not an aircraft builder, I have built aircraft, but I like the old sort of prop planes. Hopefully this year, I'll take this little box off the side because you don't really need to see the bench, so I'll take that away just now, and I'll go back on my ugly mug. Right, so there we go. That's just me. Right, so I have a few plane builds planned for this year. I have a video build planned as well, but only once I've got a couple of these under my belt. Also got an interesting one. I've actually been in touch with the company and they say I'm allowed to use a promotional video. I got this for Christmas from a biker friend of mine. And it's a wooden bike kit. And it's got things you can wind up and it actually, it's got elastic bands that shoots across the table. So I'm going to do a video build on that. I'll do an unboxing type thing and a review on it because I've actually contacted a company and they're okay with me using their promotional video on my video to let people know about these kits. So that's going to be upcoming on my channel. It's a company called U-Gears. It is a, I'm just trying to remember now. It's a, I'm trying to remember where they're from now. I think it's a Czech company, or I'll need to double check on it, but it's it's a Czech company, something like that. Ukraine, Czechoslovakia, somewhere about there. So it's a wooden kit. It's a bit of fun. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm also going to be doing something quite different that was sent to me by one of my viewers, a paper kit. And it's Das Herkules Bouwwerk in Kassel. Yeah. And it's a paper kit. And it's beautiful photographs of a building. Now, he told me what it was. It's a Hercule building, which is what Hercules Bauwerk is, and it's from Kassel in Germany. And it's one of these paper sort of card kits that you stick together, and it builds up into that. So it's something different. So I'll be doing a video build on that. Just catching up in the chat. Paul Sharpman says what's a 1/72nd?
That must be the boat. The Black Pearl.
Oh, the Black Pearl is a 1/72nd, yeah. You got a good memory. Rob B saying it's cracking, was going to wait for the aftermarket, but couldn't wait. I've seen a couple of people got that Liberator, and it is a plane that catches my attention. I'm trying to get back into planes, but I'm thinking 1/48th is a decent price I can afford and a nice size. 1/72nd is too small. You can always still get the aftermarket unless you've started it, Rob. Art Boys is saying, started a new Warhammer army. Gloom Spite Gits used to be night goblins, so it used to be the wee green goblin-y orky type things, and now it's Gloom Spite Gits. Cool. Chris Barber's on. Hello, Terry. I'm building an Italieri Renault Magnum at the moment. That's a truck. That's up your street, John, isn't it? The Magnum.
Is that the old Magnum, or is that the re-released Magnum? I think the old one was a red and grey, and the new one's white, I believe. I could be wrong.
All right. So maybe Chris can let us know about that one.
I actually done the Magnum back in the early 90s myself. It was a nice kit to build.
I mean, to be quite often, we sometimes take the mickey out of Italieri and we say shitalieri and stuff. You know what? The trucks are really quite good.
Their truck kits are rating good. I know for a while when they've done the DAF 95, I think they tried to cut the sprues down by not putting an engine in them.
That got a bit of a bad review, the DAF, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They tried to put the price on them by not putting the engines in them, but I don't think it works too well.
I mean, I know Colin's got one as well. The Revell fire engine. Now, it's got beautiful engine and gearbox detail. But the only time you're going to see that is if you lift the cab up. So you've got to try and figure out a way of scratch building to hinge a cab.
Right.
Which is something that I'm looking at doing. I'm not going to be cutting doors out and going left to right. I mean, Colin's brilliant at all that, all cutting doors out and a lot of scratch building. I mean, he's already cast from resin. It's a left-hand drive. It's a European fire engine. So he's already taken a left-hand drive dash and reverse cast it to make it a right-hand drive dash, which is fucking phenomenal.
I know there's a few truck manufacturers, kit manufacturers, even is it KFS? They would do left-hand and right-hand dashes. You
sometimes get that as aftermarket, but Colin's actually done it for scratch himself. He took a resin cast of the left-hand dash and reverse engineered it, and he's made a right-hand dash. Lovely job of it. And obviously, he's had to cut out all the floor panels and swap them across. So he's got the same engine, but he's got to be doing a lot more. He's opening doors and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, I'll let him get on with that. I'll just do my basic sort of... If I can get the cab tilting and put my lights in, that'll do me.
That's all it needs.
So this year, yeah, I said I was going to do the Porsche and an Electricity series. So the Porsche, just in case people have joined and haven't seen it, I'll just pull it back out again. It's Airfix, Revell Level 4 Porsche 911 Turbo, which is actually an old, it's a 1987 kit or something like that. It's been reboxed a few times. I'm going to do that in the red, but I'm going to be putting the lighting into it. So it'll be a video build series that will go up my channel that hopefully you guys can follow along with my Electricity series. And it might, if you want to get one, might give you a chance of trying to put lighting into your kit. That's the idea. But apart from finishing the stuff I've already got, this is kind of the stuff that I'm going to be playing with this year. Right, here we go. So there's one of them. 1/48 scale. It's the Edward Profi Pack of the BF 110E. Allegedly, it was called the Pencil. I don't know why it was called the Flying Pencil. It was John, as in... Because John did his research, not that John, the other John, you know, he did his research. And he says that's a flying pencil, and it's got a rather kind of cool bee sting on the front. So it's a small sort of twin-engine fighter. So I've got that to do. What else have I got? This is me trying to get my hand in with planes. So I've got another 148 scale kit. I've got the F4 U5 Corsair, which probably has another name, but I've got that now. That's Hobby Boss, and it's seemingly it's a reasonable kit. It was Mike Jolly actually had a sale on, and I grabbed a few. So I've got another Profi pack. So it's going to be planes for me this year, which is a bit different for the bikes. As John says, wingy things, isn't it? Wingy things.
Wingy things, that's it. Terry's going to the dark side.
I'm going to the dark side, and I've got another wingy thing. I've got a Focke-Wulf, an FW. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it the right way. FW 198A2. Now, there is another name for this, and I can't even remember what it is. Again, it's a Profi pack, so it's going to come with all the photo etch and all the masks and all that sort of stuff. So I've got that. And a really cheap one, which will probably be one of the first ones I do after I've done my Frogfoot. Another Edward kit, but it's a weekend edition. So the weekend editions don't come with all the photo etch and the masks and everything. It's just a bare kit. And for like 12 quid, you can't really grumble. So F6, F3 now. I'm trying to remember. John told me what it was called. Is it a Hellcat or a Wildcat? I think it's a Hellcat.
Hellcat.
It's a Grumman Hellcat or a Wildcat. So I've got that. So I've got some to practice on. I'm just piling these on the floor. Give me a second. I'll get them back up. So I'll just put these back. And then I'm hoping, once I get my hand in with those, I'm going to do a video build. I'm going to do a video build series of the new Airfix Junkers GU87R Stuka. I have got the Edward Big Pack for this as well, for the detail up. So I'm going to be practicing on those other ones and doing a video build on this, because I did a Stuka in 1/72 when I was about 8 or 9. So they're all 1/48. So that's kind of what I'm planning doing. I'm just catching up in the chat. Chris Barber was saying about that the Renault Magnum. It's a new one. It's a nice kit.
Most Tandari truck kits are nice.
I think the only thing I've heard is there's sometimes a few cab fit issues. Is that right?
Some of them can be, yeah. It all stems from when you're putting the chassis together. You need to have your chassis straight and square.
Yeah, I found that quite amusing with the Peterbilt. It gives you a jig, and even though you put the jig on, it's like it's like wiggly worms.
You need to have that. It's that essential. That needs to be straight.
But the fire engine in 1/24 scale, the chassis is already in one piece.
Well, that's handy.
I haven't built many other trucks, to be fair. Trucks interest me, but I haven't built many. That Peterbilt's the first one I've done. And it was all individual cross members and all that, and you had to jig it all up, and it was like, yeah. But that's 1/16. I know the 1/24th version of the Peterbilt, the chassis is all in one piece. So I don't know if that's a difference between the 1/16th and the 1/24th. But you've done trucks before. Are they normally all one piece, or do you have to jig them?
No, there's no jig. It's just your two chassis rails, and then you've got all your cross members, and it's just a matter of
so it's the same
them all up and then put them together.
You didn't have to chat and fill time, but I do need to nip to the bathroom. I'll be back in exactly 2 seconds.
Oh dear, oh dear. What do I do? What do I do? Panic. Ah. Nobody wants to hear my ugly mug or voice. Yeah, the bathroom, yeah, pencil, dark chat, Hellcat. What's all about? Harry should play music when he goes away.
I'm coming, I'm coming. Sorry about that, John. I've got the bladder of a young girl.
You should have had a radio on standby and you could have played like background music.
I could have got Smooth's Disco out and played that for a wee while.
I'm sure people are going, what have we tuned in to watch?
It's all sitting up there. I've not got any tunes I can play in it at the moment. I've still got to. That's a project this year. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm trying to remember what show I put in. I opened the show up. Was it Christmas one?
It was, yes. It was
with the Star Trek music and all that, all the lights and that going. Yeah. So yeah, that's a project for this year as well. I've always wanted. I used to be a mobile DJ and karaoke MC, and I've always fancied building a scale sort of like set of decks, like the stuff I would hum for put in the van. So yeah. Right, just going to catch up and chat. We're up to 17 viewers. Oh, well done. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. I do realise there's another show on tonight, but I mean, Saturday night is my usual night, so thank you very much for deciding to come across.
Yes, indeed. Thank you to everybody, yes.
So Mike Hornsey of Bill Jack Models is saying, my Liberator should arrive this Friday. Is it going to... It's going to be a big old box, you know. Now, I heard a ping a second ago. I'm just going to check something. 2 seconds. Oh, it's just one of my mates sending me dirty pictures. Do you get that as a biker?
I try and mute all that stuff and turn all that off.
Yeah.
I do indeed.
Well, the thing is, there might be people who want to come in the chat and go, Terry, what's the link? Or come and join the show. Bobbingtons is saying, back again, what did I miss? I don't know how long you've been away, Bobbington. We've kind of showed what we've been building. John's like myself, he loves motorcycles, but he also likes trucks as well. So you're in the middle of a motorcycle build at the moment. The Suzuki, it's RGV Gamma. That's what that L stands for. It's Gamma. It's RGV Gamma, isn't it?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah. The sort of funny upside down L shape stands for Gamma.
Right.
When I was showing my
tonight.
What's that, John?
I have learned something tonight what that means, and that's a Gamma, right?
It always see the thing is you need to do your research to find out about these things, and if I don't know,
years ago he had the RGV 250. I had to go on it, and I mean it surprised me. It was sharp.
Well, even if you compare like the RGV 250 and like back at the time you had the X7, RD 250 LC, the Honda 250 Super Dream.
Oh, classic motorcycle.
I can remember. Sorry, we're going off topic a bit. We're talking about bikes here. When I was maybe about 16 or 17, my mate Paul, I don't know if Paul tunes in, but he'll know exactly what we're talking about. Back when we had paper licenses.
Yes.
Okay. And yes, Ossifer, this is not an admission of anything. But there was a girl he liked, and he's called her. And she had a pal. And I used to go through in the back of his bike, which at the time was an RD250 LC. But he wanted time alone with this girl. And because of paper licenses and no photo licenses, you could kind of memorize somebody's date of birth and address. And,
exactly. And away you go.
So I used to disappear with the other girl on the back of my bike and have a fucking whale of time in the 250 LC whilst he was doing what you do with a girl that you like. But things, see, that's way back in the 80s. You wouldn't get away with that now. But yeah, so that's kind of like, I started off in trials bikes. I don't know about you, John. The same guy actually had a Suzuki ER 100. This was before the 125s came out, so it was a wee, like an enduro bike, and we'd go up the woods and jumping over logs and doing donuts and all that. And if you fell off, you fell into like soft stuff.
I can't remember the first bike. I think it was a friend of mine had an RM 80.
And
I think that's what I actually.
More what we would call a motocross, or what the young lads now call bing bikes.
Yeah, it was. Well, I'm near sure it was an RM 80. Then I got myself a KX 85 small wheel.
Have you ever done crossing then? Is crossing more your style than trialing then?
Not competition level, just mucking about in fields and digging holes and then trying to make jumps and stuff.
Right, so just general, what I would call it when I was younger, scrambling.
Yes.
Scrambling about in muddy fields and aye. So no motocross, no sort of up in the air and going hi and waving at the camera and doing backward flips and then jumping on the bike. It was
no seat grabs or backflips, but a few jumps and lots of nosedives on landings.
I take it you had a few crushed testicles as well, because obviously if you land the wrong way.
Yes. I fell off a quad once, and I've never been back on a quad since.
Tell you a funny story. When I was still married, my ex-wife used to do a thing where she used to get me a Christmas gift where it was something unusual. So it'd be something like driving a tank, a helicopter ride over Edinburgh or whatever. And all of them were beautiful gifts. And there was a company in Fife that were doing quad bike experiences. They do corporate days and things like that, you know, like team building type things. And so it was a quad bike thing. And I said to my brother, do you want to come? And he went, well, I can't ride a bike. I said, it's a quad bike. You press the thumb triggers, eh?
Yep.
You press it. It's all automatic. You just select forward and press it. I says, but just remember, because it's 4 wheels and not a bike, you've got to lean off it and that. We'll pay for you to go. So it's like, yeah, I'll go. So we're all blasting along off-road and all that on the straight bits, and it's great. And he's got a big smile on his face. And then the first left-hand bend comes up. I hangs off it. You know, when we're 20 staying, giving it a bit of that. He forgets to hang off it, turns the wheels, quad bike ends up on top of him.
Yep. That was very unforgiving.
That was fun, but he got the hang of it after that. But he was a bit ginger. I'm going over the jumps and everything, and he's like...
You seem to learn. I just come off one and it landed on top of me, and I was like, no, I'll not be doing this again.
You talking about the ones like the proper farmers use, the big Honda ones with the actual gears? Yeah, they're heavy. They're heavy. And
no, I will not get back on a quad. No.
Before the quads came out, they had these 3-wheel, they used to call them ATCs.
Yep. The Hondas.
They were dodgy. They were dodgy. Hell for tipping over. Yeah, on you go.
A friend of mine that is a lot of years away when I was a kid, like me, we all run about on scramblers, KX 125s.
And it was all off-road though. Aye.
Yeah, all off-road. Now the mate then, he was a bit heavier than all of us, and we were leaving him for dead. And he couldn't figure out why. And we were like, well, you're about 3-4 times the size of us. So him being money orientated, went and bought himself a YZ 490. And lo and behold, he couldn't start it. But once he got it going, he was away like a clappers.
So see how you said it was mostly off-road and all that. Did you actually go and ask like the local farmers for permission, or was it?
No, we just turned up and churned it.
But you would obviously go on his ploughed fields and not his...
No, not the ploughed field, no. And then where I grew up, there was a big bit of wasteland.
Oh, right, because there's a couple, we call them bings. It's like the old shale bings and that, where they used to do the open cast for the coal.
Ours would have been easy, maybe 20 mile long, about 40.
Bloody hell, that's all right.
Something like that. Then you're talking maybe from one side of the town to the other side of the town with the river crossing in the middle. And one of the other fellas that used to go in there, he used to keep courses in it.
Oh, so that actually help. Oh, all right. I make wee courses up with grabbing cones that may have procured themselves from local woodworks. Yeah.
That was unattended. It seemed to go walkies.
Yes.
You don't leave anything unattended.
Kids are kids, you know, as long as they're not doing any harm. I mean, nowadays, what do they do? They all sit in front of their computers and stuff. It's
exactly.
Right, I'm just going to catch up in the chat for a second. Rob B said he had the 550 Honda Super Dream. Now I'm just trying to think now. There was the 250, and then it was the 400, and then the 650 here. Where are you from, Rob? 550. I can't mind the 550. Is that in America?
I can't remember. CBX 550. I remember in the early 90s there was a CBX 550 because a friend had one.
Well, the CBX 550 my stepfather had, but that was a V-twin.
It was a lumpy thing.
Aye, the V-twin shaft drive, and then they turboed it, and then they wasted it. Aye. What's Bjorn saying? Oh, meatballs, and I just had some curry. Mark's in, Spruce Surgeons, giving it a hello all. How you doing, Mark? I hope you're having a good evening.
Hello, Mark.
Paul saying his flipping wife's still on the computer. Munchkin Modeling Man's in. How you doing, young man? Nice to see you in. I appreciate there's another show on, and thank every single one of you for popping in. It's just one of those. Mark saying he's with his partner in crime, but thanks for asking and give me a rain check. No problem, Mark. Yeah, nice to see you in, though, mate. What's this? So, Rob, definitely a 550 bronze tank and 4 exhausts. Where are you from, Rob? Is it UK? I'm just wondering if it was an import. Art Boys is saying CBX 500, aka Plastic Maggot. It was a 500. That's right. That's what my stepfather had, or one of his bikes. Yeah, I can remember that. I was about 14 at the time, and he says, right, we're going into Edinburgh to do whatever it was. So I jumped in the back of the bike and thought, yeah, I'm on the back of my stepfather's motorbike. And we were sitting at a crossroads, and then the car fucking dunted us, and we both fell off. And it's like, really? We're sitting at a red light.
Yep. I didn't see you.
I didn't see you, even though you're right in front of me.
Yeah, exactly.
When I did my advanced riding, there's a thing called, what was it? Wissagig. What was it? Is it Wissagig? Something like that. Something that I didn't see you though. Aye. They had this sort of acronym for. So, sorry, mate, I didn't see you. Smidge. Is it sorry, mate, I didn't see you? Smidu. I can't mind. But yeah. Munchkin saying, been a while, been busy. Yeah, I've managed to get back to the bench, which I'm quite chuffed about because when I didn't have my internet, I was kind of like, really bored. But I didn't have the mojo for. I didn't have the. I did the show just before Christmas time, and I didn't really have the mojo for getting back to the bench. But I have been at the bench, and I've finally got the base coat down on the Peterbilt. I did say I was going to put the lacquer coat on the RZ and the cafe.
Yes. Or the RZ. We're not the finish.
They're prepped and washed and in a undusty bit, but I've still got to go. Oh, wait a minute. Honda CB550, 74 to 78. Was that this? Now, the only one I'm thinking about is you had the CB404 and the CB554. Is that the one you're on about?
It had a funny front brake with like a housing for like air to come in to cool the disc. If I remember really, or was it a funny shape? It wasn't like you had your rotor.
Oh, wait, now I've actually got it's not very well built, and I've got it sitting at the bottom of my cabinet because it's in the naughty step because I've got to redo the decals on it. But are you on about? And I'm just going to go on to. Let me go into desk camera. Wait now. Clicky button. Let's go into this one. Right. I'm in the middle of this at the moment. This is an MXV, right? But it has a weird, what is it? Inboard vented drum type arrangement. Is it that you're on about?
It had that brake on it, but it wasn't a V-twin. I'm near sure it was a 4-in lane 550.
Ah, that's on the naughty shelf. That one.
The time we had it, we never had a full license, but yet we were still riding it up and down the roads and when we shouldn't be. But you know, kids will be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Back then, I mean, all right,
you get away with certain things.
I mean, back in the day, you weren't doing anybody any harm, is the way I look at it, and there were certain things that all of us did as young men.
Yes. I can remember the days we used to get chased from, as you would call it, the police.
Aye, or the feds. Aye.
The feds, the 5-0. But we used to go between parks and whatnot, and we always knew where the hole in the fence was to get away.
But see, the thing is, you weren't riding. There's a big thing now in Edinburgh. There's a lot of bikes getting stolen.
Yes.
Now, all the bikes that we used to ride off-road and that, one of our mates had actually bought and purchased. None of them were stolen.
No,
we didn't go out stealing bikes.
No.
But our mate, who was legal and licensed and insured to ride the bike, would ride it to a place. We would all go there on our push bikes and we'd all get wee shots in a field.
Yes.
Which is off-road. And if we fell off, we fell onto the muck, we hurt ourselves. You know.
Well, I must admit, when I was riding the bikes, I was always probably suited and booted. It was never track bottoms and trainers. It was always boots, trousers, gloves, helmet, body armor. I
have been tempted on my big bike. I call it my big bike, right? It's only a 750, but it does 150 mile an hour.
We pea shooter.
It does 150 mile an hour. I mean, I know a lot of my American guys go, "Oh, you're right." What's it Americans call it? Because they like the Harleys. They call all the Jap bikes rice burners. So I'm on my rice burner, my 750 rice burner that will do 150 mile an hour, not to 60 in 3.5 seconds. But even in the middle of the summer, I've got full leathers on. Yeah, as soon as you stop, you're sweating. You lose about a stone when you're out for a run. But I've come off a bike and a woman ran off the road.
Nice.
I don't bounce as well as I did when I was younger.
No.
And my leather jacket saved me losing all the skin on my back.
Yes.
So,
as I would say to a few friends, I would rather sweat than bleed.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to sort of go, oh, my leather jacket's all scuffed and yet I'm all sweaty than get skin graft.
I need a skin graft. I'm still picking gravel out after a fortnight.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just checking up there. The Autobuy says the Honda CB554 had 4 exhausts. Yes, it did. If it's a CB554, I know exactly the bike you're on about. And Aoshima do the... Is it the 400 4?
400, yeah.
I fancy getting one of them, but after that Z9, yeah, you might have to chop it about a bit. It might not be the most accurate kit, but yeah, I do wish Tammy would do it, but it seems like Aoshima's the only one that's coming out with kind of retro bikes. A bike I fantasized over that my mate actually had in the 80s was the GPZ 900, the red one before they went turbo, the red one with the stripes up the tank.
Yep.
The coffin-shaped tank, more a sort of hexagonal sort of shape rather than the teardrop. And I lusted over one of them. He had one, he ran it off though.
No, my bike back in the day that kept me more into my road bikes would have been the 900 Ducati Monster when it first came out. I just thought that is a work of art with a trellis frame and a big lump V twin hanging out the arse of it. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful.
I built a kit when I was younger.
Beautiful.
I'm trying to remember who makes it. Now, maybe some of you guys in the chat might remember. Now, everybody knows about the Honda CBX. 6-cylinder, inline, big beastie. Can't mind how many cc's it was. Was it a Matchbox kit? I built one, and I would love to do another one, but I can't remember who made it. Was it Matchbox? And another kit I would love to do that I did when I was a young lad was a Vincent Black Shadow. Now, that was a Matchbox kit.
You can still get those if you've got the money. They're very expensive.
Reeboks for Revell, but they're looking for 80 or 90 quid for them now.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, the old V-twin, the old-fashioned sort of bicycle type. Yep. Well, not almost bicycle, but the Vincent Black Shadow.
I know. And you're right there, a few of the old classics like the Norton. And then Paul.
I would love to see a manufacturer doing the old BSAs, the old Matchless, you know.
Best scrap available.
the really old sort of bikes and all that. Norton, I think, was it Italieri did a Reeboks? The what one?
Norton Commando.
Yeah, but the problem with that is they got the original tooling in plastic when it was made in white metal, and it's all over scale.
Right.
I think that's the problem. So when you build it together, it's not quite right. They're using
the boy. Was it the fellow that went around the world? We call him Charlie. Him and McGregor.
Charlie Dimmock. Are you on about that trip around the world?
Yes. Well, he done a thing about the Norton. I didn't know this until I watched the program that the Norton feather bed frame was actually designed in Northern Ireland by an engineer.
That's right, because the feather bed frame was used as a base for all the Tritons, and because basically it was Norton feather bed frame, so it was always on. So if it was Triumph, it would be a Triton engine and a feather bed frame. And what was the other one? There was a Triton. There was another one that used to use a feather bed frame as well. We had Norton, Triton, and it was always something on. I'm trying to remember now. I can't mind now.
It's just when I've seen that, isn't it? I didn't know that the feather bed frame was actually designed and made in Northern Ireland. I thought that was rather cool. It
was a bit of nice engineering because it was really well balanced, the duplex front tube, and you could back then you could slot just about any motor.
Back then, before that, was what was it called? The gate, the garden gate frame or something? There's a steel bar or something, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's very bicycle like.
Well, but, I mean, garden gate as they called them.
Aye, riding on a bedpost. Aye. What sort of boy saying? A GPZ 900 as opposed to GPZ? Well, there was at the time there was the 550, the 900, and the 1100 were out, and they were all in the red. But it was the 900 was sort of the nice. It's a bit a bit the same as I've got a 750, and you also get the 1000. 750 is actually the best value for money because it's chuckable as a lightweight, but it's kind of nearer the power of the 1000.
Friend of mine actually sold his yesterday, so he does.
What's that? Sorry, Don.
The friend of mine has the same bike as you, the GSX 750. He sold his yesterday.
They're good bikes. The only thing I would say is I had a problem with mine with the frame. They're built to a budget. If it had been a Honda, it would have been fine. Mine's is showing rust.
He sold the 750 and went and bought the 1000 on it. So he has.
A friend of mine's got the 1000 as well. I road tested it. It's a beautiful bike, but my hands were tripping out of switch gear, and I couldn't really wring its neck, whereas I can wring the neck in the 750. So yeah. John's in, GB Models on. Links there if you want to pop in, mate. 1/8 scale Nito CBX 1000. It's a CBX 1000, but I think it was Matchbox. I mean, I'm talking way back in 83, 84. I left school, so I'd have been 16. So take it. It would have been around about 1978. I built the CBX 1000. So that must have been Matchboxy time.
Jesus, 70. That'd only been what, 3?
Gary Pashley's coming up with one, and again, it's something I think that we must agree. A lot of people who are coming back into modelling now are of a certain age.
Yeah, it's XS, Jesus, that's
right. Nobody I know does one. There are a certain, for myself, being a certain age, I'm 51. 80s was when I got into bikes, and obviously due to marriage, kids, being sensible, not allowed motorbikes, and then marriage breaks up, and it's all of a sudden you're building plastic models of what you would really like. That period of bikes from the 80s to the 90s, actually, I would say from round about 72 to 1990, there's a period of bikes out there that all of us will have ridden or lusted after that no model manufacturer's catering for. Tamiya at the moment are only interested in MotoGP because that's what the Japanese market wants.
Yes.
The likes of Aoshima and that are bringing out some retro style bikes. I just wish more people would tool towards that, because any bikers that are our age that are coming back to the hobby that have got more disposable income want stuff from that genre, or even the older stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice. What's Rob saying? CBR 1000F. Are you talking about a Fireblade, mate? Went to Spain. Went to Spain on that. Oh, is that the Blackbird? No,
no, it could be the. No, it would be the Blade 1000 one.
The Blade. He went to Spain and back. That was never the same. Yeah, sports bikes in the long distance. I can go 30 minutes. And I've got to get home.
Okay.
Ortwise has got. Sorry, John. What you saying?
The only downside going far in a sports bike, the paddle tank's not big enough.
I can get, if I'm gunning it, I've got a 17.5 litre tank. If I'm gunning it, I'll get 100 miles. If I'm being reasonable, I'll get 150. If I'm driving like Miss Daisy, I'll get 200.
No, my Firestorm will do 100 max.
Firestorm?
That's it.
Honda Firestorm. What's that, mate? I'm trying to.
The VTR Firestorm, the 996 V-twin.
VTR 750?
996,000.
Oh.
1,000.
What's that? Is that an 80s bike?
No, it came out in 90, first manufactured 97. 97 to 04, 05, I think they stopped making them.
But 1000cc, they do start eating up the petrol then, don't they?
But it's a lovely big bike to ride, and see the note. Oh, it's beautiful.
You got aftermarket cans on it?
We're
going on the bikes now.
Oh, indeed. I actually took it to LMN last year, the year before, for class. Handled really well.
So have you been round the circuit then? Because a friend of mine, Chris, Big Chris, he's got relatives in Isle of Man. Now, he has actually just changed up to the ZZR 1400 Kawasaki, but it's a touring one.
Right.
Was it the ZX 1400? Oh, but he gets to go around the Isle of Man all the time when all the tourists aren't there, you know. Oh, I'm just going to click on John. He's got a nice photograph there. Is that yellow one you're on about? Ah, I've seen that.
Yep. And that's my mate Stumpy behind me on the Aprilia Melee, I think they're called.
RS 1000.
Yep.
Aprilia RS 1000. So what's his name? Stumpy or Stompy?
Stumpy.
Stumpy.
Because he has no thumb.
Oh, right. So how did they lose that? Did they go over the bars at some point and it just went...
No, he was putting his chain on the motorbike and he had it in gear.
Oh, taxi for a...
How stupid can you get?
Oh, dear.
Chat
By
was
the way,
thrown off.
anybody in chat got any questions or anything like that? Because me and John could talk about motorbikes all night, and obviously scale motorbikes. So any questions, will it be model making related or you know, pies, cakes, whatever you've had for your tea? So what's Ortboy saying? I've got a 1991 Kawasaki GT5 GT750 in the garage. Is that the KH, mate? The triple, immaculate, 14,000 on the clock. If you've got that, mate, people will grab your hand off for it, because I've seen 3 at the Scottish Bike Show at Ingliston. The KH750, I think they called them. GT. Oh, wait now. The GT750, that was a Suzuki. Wasn't it? That was a 3-cylinder liquid cooled triple. Is it not the KH750, the quack?
I think so. Why have a 74 RD350 in the garage with 23,000 miles on it?
Teardrop tank?
Yep.
Much as he's selling it for, because there's one going for Saltair Suzuki. It's been revamped and they've had a shit paint job on it for $8,000.
Is that all? No, mine, it's my uncle's bike and it's sentimental, and it'll sit there and not move. And
there was rumours of there was a dealership down south, a big dealership. There was a crate away at the back of the warehouse, and they went, Christ, what the hell's in this? And they opened it, and it was a 0 miles RD350 LC teardrop tank pre-power valve.
Oh, lovely.
It went for some like 20 grand.
That was a bargain.
What's GB? That's 3 sheets, by the way, GB's models on. New Ray do a GSX-R 600 pre-built and 112. Pre-built. Yeah, it kind of takes the fun out of building the model, though. Is New Ray one of these? You know how you get the cast kits, the die-cast metal, white metal kits. Ort Boys is saying no. The 4-cylinder dispatch riders loved them. Oh, the GPZ 900. Yeah. And GT was a touring type bike. Yeah, well, GT is Gran Turismo, isn't it? Or GT Gran
Turismo. I know a friend, he's got one of the newer ones, the GTR 1400 in the shop for sale.
That's what my mate Chris has got. It's a GTR 1400, the Kawasaki.
It's a big bus. It's a huge bus.
Because then you get the ZZR 1400, which is the sports version of that.
Yeah, it's a big bus.
I've not been out for a run with him yet, but I'd be dying to get a shot of it. I'm sure I'd be giving it a bit of... I had a shot of another mate. He came into some money, unfortunately, because his mother passed away, which is never a good thing. But then he managed to get a bike that he likes, FJR 1300. And I had a shot of it, but I only had a shot of it as far as riding it up a ramp into the back of the van, going to the Royal Highland Bike Show, and ride it down the ramp and then back on and back again. So I'm dying to get a shot of that. The FTR 1300, because they're seemingly quite good. Yeah. So anybody got any model making related questions, or let us know what you've been building? I will be going on to the cave in a little bit to review what folk have been doing. Did you manage to get chat up at all, John?
No, I have it on my phone sitting there saying I don't even know how to get it on the big computer here. Me and technology don't really get on too well.
Right, okay.
On for frig's sake.
Just have to go with it then.
I don't even know where I would go to get chat on the big screen.
Are you on computer just now?
Pardon?
Are you on computer just now?
Yes.
Now remember when you came in, you had the volume on for the live show on the YouTube with the chat on it?
On the phone, yep.
Oh, was that on the phone? Did it have the chat on it?
Has the chat? The phone has the chat, yes.
So can't you watch the chat on that with it muted? And then it's only in case anybody says anything whilst I'm on the other screen, because I can't see the chat.
Yes, I can. Yep. I have the 750 Ninja, but got We got rid before they got lost his license.
So that's otherwise right. So what we're going to try and do, if John's game for it, is I'm going to have a quick look in the cave, right?
Right.
And I'll present. So you'll not be on camera. You don't have to read out every comment, but if anybody's asking me a question, it'd be kind of cool if you go, Terry, so-and-so's asking whatever.
Right.
Because I can always come back to all the comments.
The screen's just going to light up. Everybody's going to ask random questions.
If you've got a question for me when I go over to the cave review, put it in capital letters so John can see it on his little phone. Otherwise, we'll just come back to them when I come back. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see if anybody's put any new pictures up. So I'm still here, but I'm just having a little look to see what's in the cave. Yeah, my mate Chris is sending me naked boobs, and yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, I really need that.
Oh, that's all I'll say. It's all about the lamp.
Yeah, it's not that though. It's you go and do a review of what's on the what's on the cave, and then somebody's popped up. Oops. Here's a pair of tits for you, Terry. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah. That's
keep them for later.
Yeah, I tend to get a lot of boob pics in that because apparently I like breasts.
Tell me a man who doesn't.
Yeah, because they're so big and soft and round, and they don't make a sound.
Something like that.
Lord, I'd love to see those. There was a song about that, but yeah, I'm not going to go there. Right,
Titties and beer.
Aye, that's a good one. Titties and beer. Aye, look that up on YouTube, guys. Titties and beer. Oh, it's really good. Yeah. I'm the boss when she's not around, and yeah.
Yep, hunting two-legged deer.
Right, I'm just
right, that's enough. Right, back to the subject in hand.
I'm just trying to minimise all these wee windows. Right, let's refresh this and see if anybody has put anything up in the cave. There's going to be loads of stuff here because I've not done it since Christmas. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to see stuff. Yeah, folk are posting stuff up. Yeah.
Good. Happy days, people. Keep them coming.
Yeah, there's plenty. Oh, good. They've got loads of stuff there. So I'm just... What I'll do is...
I think my bike will be in there anyway.
What?
I think my motorcycle will be in there.
Motorcycle. Right. So what I'm going to do at the moment, I'm going to go on present. Hello. So poor John doesn't have to sit there with his beautiful face in front of everybody. Did I say that out loud? Sorry, John.
You did.
I'm gonna go on the screen share, and we're gonna have a look at the cave. Now, I posted the link up earlier. If you're not in the cave, please do feel free to join. So I'm just going to ask John, is it the cave that I'm on?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Right. So if you're not a member of the cave, friend a little group where I like to share all our work. It's facebook.com/groups/Smoo's Cave. And as I was joking earlier on, you can buy the Daft t-shirts over on my Teespring if you fancy them. Right, so the first one up is Paul Chapman. Now, a little video. I met Laurie. He built Excuse the Noise. So what I will do is I'll put it on the bigger screen. But it says Excuse the Noise, so I'm going to mute it. Where's the mute? Where's the mute? There we go. I'll mute it. So there is a truck.
MP4 Mercedes Actros.
It's an actress. A lovely shine on that now. That's nice. He's got his cuppa there. That is looking gorgeous, Paul.
I think I will have to get myself one of those.
You like that?
I do, yeah. I like that.
I'm assuming that's Natalia Etiquette.
It is indeed.
And cancel that. Yeah, that's the only thing we're having videos up. Need any kind who's coming up next. Right, so that was Paul with a little video. Nice. David Ling has just finished an Airfix 1/72nd scale Skyhawk. My mate Andrew Cairns, another biker, wish he had half his patience to get to this stage. So there you go, a 172 Skyhawk. And what I do like about this is it's on a little dial with one of these wee sort of pulley pushy trucks.
Tell me the truck.
Do you like that? It is a wingy thing. 172 scale. Very nicely made. I like. Is that like a crocodile or some sort of graphical on there, crocodile-y type? That is nice, that, isn't it? Special. On you go, John.
Yeah, that's cool. Yes, I like that.
Especially when you think it's 1/72nd scale. I struggle with 1/72nd.
Well, that was a bit to save your hand there.
So Cliff Leonard has finished the first 20. Now, I know that's an effort because I have done some of these Warhamstery things myself. So these are these little gremlin-y type things coming after you with a net. I'll get you, my pretty. Minds me of that. Can you mind that kids program with the witch on it with the green face?
Rod Emu?
No, there was a kids program with the witch with the green face. It's like loads of. I can't mind what her name is now.
Ghost?
Eh?
Ghost?
Nah, maybe somebody in the chat will remember. But yeah, there's a lot of painting in these little figures. So Cliff Leonard's been working on that. Now, this is one of my personal favourites. Brian Griffin has got a Citroen H van, which is the old-fashioned Citroen vans that have... I'm just waiting for this to hopefully pop up. The old-fashioned Citroen vans that look like they're made out of corrugated iron. So he's attempting a weathering job, a bit of a battered and beaten looking on this. I do like
that's nice.
It's a really funky little van.
Wee coffee machine.
Yeah. So I love how that he's got all the wheels all chipped and yeah.
Rat bags, that was it, Rob. Good lad.
It's coming along really, really nicely. I think this is a bit further on for the last pictures I've seen, where it was a bit more of the interior, which we'll get on in a minute. But yeah, I do love this little van. So he's obviously added a little bit more since the last time.
Carry.
Rat bags. Kev Mortimer says, well, it's Friday. He's working on a 1/6 scale Tamiya CB750. He's turning into a rat bike over the coming few weeks. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with that.
He done well with that truck that you're building. He done a good job on it.
And he does a lot of RC stuff and all that sort of thing. We can forgive the pink laptop, which is his daughter's, because this is broken, but yeah. Let's keep scrolling on. Luke Carswell, yeah, over at Black Rifle Model Works. He's just done his January 2019 bench update. I watched it earlier on. He's been a busy little chap. As you know, Luke is one of our frontline paramedics. So big up for the chap, busy chap. Do go over and have a wee look at his video. Do put a wee thumbs up and a wee sub. Nice to be nice. Cracking chap. What else have we got? Frank. Oh, yep. Frank has got a review on Revell's VW Golf Mark 1 GTI. So that's Frankie Goes to Hobbywood. So yeah, again, another YouTuber. Feel free to go across and have a little look at this. Now, this is a good one. Now, this is what we were talking about earlier on, so I'll try and maximize it. And we'll go back to the beginning. Come on, it's been a bit slow. Right, so we'll go back to the beginning. So Paul Shatland, who usually does shiny, shiny, shiny cars,
that's nice.
Been working on a 1/72 scale.
Good job, Paul.
Black Pearl. It's quite hard when you're doing black to get shade in, not to quite go black and do greys. And so it's a big old beastie.
That's nice.
So that's going to be absolutely gorgeous when you're finished with it, Paul. I know the sort of effort you put into your kits and everything. So all the wee cannons and everything, all the deck detail, and yeah, that's just going to be
really good job on that, hasn't it?
It's going to be cracking when he's finished, isn't it?
That is.
So we'll come off of that just now, but excellent as always, Paul. So it's something a bit out of his comfort zone, doing stuff like that, because
I'm sure the rigging will be fun to do.
He normally does shiny, shiny cars and all that. Right, so this is the earlier photos. Again, it's Brian Griffin with Citroen H van. This was the stuff I saw earlier before he did some further weathering. I was quite impressed with the weathering that he'd done so far before he's even went on to do some more. So even look at the nice fade in on it, because these were kind of like, it's almost like they were painted in blue emulsion. So he's got all the chipping and all the wear with the rust coming through. It's a lovely little kit. I'm really impressed with this. So yeah, Brian, I do like that. I'm looking forward to seeing when it's finished. But it's a wee van that looks like it's made out of corrugated iron, which is probably what they had left around about that time, because it's probably wartime, wasn't it? The Citroen H. Right, let's just scroll down. What else have we got? Right, now, Jared Bills saw, I did an inbox review of that Porsche that I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be lighting up. So Jared's got a racing version of it. It's better than my Rebel one. It's the Tamiya one, the Porsche Turbo RSR Type 934 Jägermeister. So when I start mine, he's gonna start that one. I actually think that'll be a better kit. But yeah, so Jared's going to give that a go when I start my Porsche. As always, feel free to join in when I do mine. I'm going to try and put lights in it. And of course, that's my wee inbox review of the one that I'll be doing. So Brian got a rather good haul for Christmas. Let's see what he got. Because obviously I haven't actually done a review of the cave since before Christmas. So what's this? This is a wee Chevrolet C60S petrol tank, 3-cab. That looks a nice wee kit, 135th.
It does, doesn't it?
And he's hauled himself some paints and some CA glue in that kicker. Yeah, watch what you're doing with the kicker. What else did he get? Oh, he's got a new airbrush, a Sotar 2020. I had thought about getting one of them. The Badger Sotar 2020 is a 0.2 mil for really fine detail. And they're at a really decent price. So a nice haul on that, Brian, getting yourself a wee airbrush for the fine detail work. Now, I do like this. Mark over at Spruce Surgery has got the display cutters. This is a display micro. What do you call it? The thing for clamping the wee drills.
Pin vise.
Pin vise. It's a display pin vise. It's gorgeous, and it comes with its own set of drills. So you got one of them. Very nice. I do like the display stuff. So that was a nice haul, Brian. Just going to scroll through a bit more once my mouse catches up. Right, Clint Neals has just finished a 135th Tamiya cargo truck in Willis Jeep. What great builds they were. So he's enjoyed this. So as I say, I'm on new internet, so they might be throttling back and forward. So apologies for the pages loading slowly. So this is the cargo truck. Actually, looks a decent. Oh, he's got the Willis Jeep on the back yet.
Yep, cool. That's
pretty cool, actually. I like that. God, I didn't think they were big enough to carry that. Yeah, and he's got, I don't know if the additional storage comes with it, but yeah, so he's got some storage on it.
Nice.
That's kind of, you would have thought a wee Jeep, I suppose they would have had to transport them somehow, eh?
Yeah.
The spare wheel just flung on the top of it.
Yep.
I like that. That's a cool looking kit. As always, Tamiya are great little kits. If you're just starting out and you're fancying doing something, nothing wrong with a wee bit of Tamiya armour. What's Anthony been doing? Now, let me see if I can scroll down. Again, apologies about my net. It's just a new connection. So he's found a neat plaster cast castle at a thrift store. He got it cleaned up, filed, sanded and primed. Here's the before pics. He's planning on putting LEDs in, a smoke box, HO scale smoke box. You need to speak to me about that. A dragon over the top, blah, blah, blah. Let's have a look. Something different. I do like to see different stuff on here. So it's quite small, but it's a little plaster cast castle, and he's got some plans for it. He likes doing a lot of different stuff, does Anthony?
That'll look well when it's done. That's nice.
It certainly lets you try out all your painting techniques and all that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be styrene. So it's a nice plaster cast. As I say, he's going to, two of the towers are open or hollow. Doesn't know yet about the paint scheme. It's Paul and his Black Pearl. Has he put anything on there, or is that just me? Yeah. Grant Ash, one of our mods. It's the 112 Ducati 916. Now, I have built this. It is a lovely kit. So he's got all primed up. He's got all primed up in white UMP primer. Ready for the red going on. So he's got all that done. Obviously, he's been doing his chain and sprocket because it's a single-sided swing arm on this one.
Nice.
So that's all supported on the one side. He's got his exhaust all painted up. That's quite nice, actually. Vallejo metal colours chrome. So there you go. That's actually quite a nice effect. I've heard a lot about the Vallejo metal colours range. Obviously, people asking in the chat, what did he use? That's come up really nice.
It has.
For the Vallejo stuff. And obviously, that's him starting to work on all the engine detail and all that. So very nice indeed. And then the engine into the frame. If you're thinking about doing a bike for the first time, Tamiya's Ducati 916 is a nice kit, and it goes together really, really well. So it's one of the ones I would put on the list for if you want to do a bike for the first time. You can't go too far wrong with that one.
No, wouldn't be too many decals.
3 sheets has come across a bike. Now, we were talking about these earlier on, and I do wish you would learn to do it in portrait and the right way up. But it's a Hasegawa kit, a Kawasaki KH400. Now, I do believe, now the one that I know for the bike show is a KH750. It's the same kit, just different decals. But the problem is, if you want to do the 750 out of this kit, you have to make your own decals up. So just something to bear in mind. So it's, yeah, that's a bike from my youth, and they were great in a straight line, but as soon as you come to a corner, a lot of people would fall off.
Well, the tendency to go straight on.
3 cylinders, triple. Right, so Jared has got his Jagdpanther ready for weathering. Ooh, a Jagdpanther. I don't know a lot about armor, but yeah, it's 3-tone German camo. Jagdpanther was, I believe, because it's not got a rotating turret, was a tank destroyer, the Jagdpanther. It had almost a howitzer-like self-propelled gun thing on the top. I think it was a tank killer. So anybody in chat knows more about tanks than me, I'm pretty sure the Jagdpanther was a tank killer. So he's got that all painted up. That was it beforehand. See, he always keeps throwing these wee things in. There's a train bogie that would carry... Remember the war films with all these bogies on the back of the trains with all the tanks and that all covered in tarpaulins?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. And did that come with a kit? Interesting stuff. And, of course, Sarah, I believe it's Sarah that was doing this. Is this a Virago?
It is indeed, yep.
The same as what Kev was doing when she's having a wee go at it? Or is it
1100 Virago? Nice bike to ride.
Yeah, and unless it's one that Jared's doing, but yeah, a wee Virago with the king and queen seat in the back and all that. Yeah, yeah. You definitely need the 3 sheets, tassels on the end of the handlebars for that one for me. Like,
no.
It's an old man's bike, man.
No. They're nice bikes.
Frankie goes to Hobbywood. On the bench for a bit was Mercedes-Benz SK Eurocab. Was that the pictures that we seen later on? This was earlier pictures. Or was that the Actros we were looking at? I get muddled up.
The Actros, when we looked at, that's before the Actros.
Why do they call that a 6 before? Is it 4-wheel driven and it's a 2 you can hook up when you're only using? Yeah. Ah, right, okay.
It's more known as a heavy haulage truck, pusher truck.
Right. Has he got more pictures there? Oh, there's another one that Frankie did. Now, this isn't an official camo scheme. It's one he was playing about with just for a bit of fun. But he had problems with the decal. So one side of the tank's got one decal, and the other side of the tank's got another decal. So 2 tanks in one, depending on where you photograph your tank from. So it was just playing about. Now, he did do a Volkswagen Golf GTI, and he was in the middle of doing a garage. But unfortunately, I had a flood in his basement, and the dioide started making the knackered up. So this is him making the wall again, and the wee Happy New Year thing. So yep, let's just scroll down a bit more. David Atkinson, which is Davey UK, he's still at it with his YouTubing. He's got another update on his T62A tank build, and he's also doing an aircraft, the Jaguar GR1 update. Well, sort of. I'll let you have a look and see what's happening there. If you're wondering about Smoo Cave, it is a real place. No, I don't actually live there. It is a mess in the northwest of Scotland. But yeah, that's Smoo Cave. Right, Norman William Long, what's he been doing? He visited his friend the other day to see progress he's making on his Lancaster. Some pics. John's 82, still making models. Finding old methods and paints. Although I did notice I'm using some new acrylics. So I'm wondering what he's doing here. Is he making I'm just waiting on it catching up with me. This is him using a die to punch out. He's obviously got a die set there to punch out clear parts to make up his own dials and that for the inside of this aircraft because it didn't come with any. So he's proper old school. So all of these is made up himself by punching out with that punch all these little clear bits to add detail to a cockpit. And I keep calling it a dashboard, instrument panel, that didn't have that detail before. So this isn't photo etch and all the Edward stuff. This is proper old school, punching out little rings of stuff and making it up. And I tell you what, for 82-year-old,
good job.
You can learn a lot of stuff for people like this that have been doing it for years and years, old school way, and he's done a cracking job. And he's part of his group, the Bendigo Modelers Guild. I hope I've pronounced that properly. So yeah, it's a big old bus of a plane as well, isn't it?
It is. It's nice.
And the wings and all the detail on it. All these sprue shots and everything like that. That's him there. So this it's great. It's just a shame when people get arthritis and all that sort of thing. But yeah, so all these little punches out this bit of clear acetate was what he made his. It's old school stuff. This is before you did all your Edward, you know, buying your photo detail upsets and all that. They used to make them myself. Grant Ash, one of our mods, he's done a channel update as well. So feel free to pop along. 5760 scale models, or as I jokingly go, 5678. My route to. I'm not going to go there. Nip along, give him a wee thumbs up, a wee subscribe. Grant, in his spare time, helps me mod the cave and all that. So there you go. Go across and have a little look at Grant's page. Neil Kroll's been doing some figures. Klaus is getting kitted out, so he's been doing a little bit of figure painting. So this looks like a German dude. Neil Kroll's quite cool, actually. He does a lot of, apart from his usual cooking sort of, you know, roll mop herrings and all the fancy other stuff that he does, and walking about in, you know, tartan skirts and doing te haggis, he does lots of different genres of modelling. So he's been doing a little bit of figure painting. So that's nice. Neil. I think he's got some more up there. I'll keep scrolling. I've lost my picture on there for some reason, but anyway. Oh, here's an interesting one. Roger Bolton's done a Vel Slave 1/160 scale. And it's done. Now, was this the one he was doing not so much as an actual proper reproduction of the Star Wars one? I think I read somewhere that he was doing it sort of Warhammer style. I might be wrong, so apologies, Roger, if I've got that wrong. But he was doing it a kind of funky Warhammer style rather than doing it as everybody else has done. Yeah. Or I might be wrong. So that's, as I say, I'm not overly clued up on these things. Star Wars, shippy-dibby. So Roger's been working on that. I like my sci-fi, but I'm not all that clued up. Right, here you go, John. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click the pictures and you can talk us through them, because this is the bike that you held up to camera that didn't show up very clearly. So just wait for it to pop up and you can talk us through what you've done with it, what paints you've used, blah, blah, blah.
Paint was all Tamiya paints. The wheels were the TS96. The frame was done in was TS30. And the petrol tank and shrouds were done in TS56, and with Nicky Hayden's number stuck on it as a tribute to the Kentucky kid.
Right, so that's Nicky Hayden's numbers then, right? Yep. Okay, and it has come out. How did you find the decals on it, mate?
Challenging.
You're a bit like me. You're still finding your way with decals.
Yes. Especially the ones on the fairings were near three or four different decals to go around that fairing on the front for the Repsol.
Right. I do like how you've got like the really sort of dark orange for the wheels. And is that orange below the white strip? Did you have to paint that as well and then mask?
No, that's decal as well. So that's all a decal.
That's matched quite well with the wheels then. And then, so I take it you had to mask, because there's obviously white on it, and then you've got the lighter orange on the top.
The bottom half of the fairing was half yellow and half blue. But when you put the decal over it, you don't see where the join.
So there's blue on there as well?
Yep, that's a TS64 dark makeup blue.
Oh, right. Okay. Couldn't really make out there was blue on there.
Well, it's meant to be blue. And then the staining on the exhaust was just done by the Tamiya weathering powders.
Yeah, the blue and the burnt and yeah. Really good, John. So there you go. That's a bit of a closer look. Bit of a closer look at what John was trying to show you earlier on the camera, but web cameras never really show them up. And obviously, I'm going back quite a bit because I haven't done anything since Christmas. So Sue Shapland, one of our moderators, she's done a Honda CB750F in 1/12 scale.
Nice.
Silver base with a clear blue over the top. The new Paul clear coat. Also managed to put some carbon fibre in the tank. So she's done it in a bit of a custom. So I'm just going to pull that to the left, pause it, stick it in the big screen.
Good job on that, Sue.
The only thing I suggested to her for our next video is to do it in landscape rather than portrait. Please work. There we go. So Sue, a female builder, Tamiya 1/12 scale CB750, and actually that blue's lovely.
It is.
And that's come up really, really nice, Sue. You should be proud of yourself.
I'll see the next one.
Her husband, Paul's been getting her into cars, and she did that AC/DC truck, so she's had a go at a bike. I actually like the colour on that. It's really, really nice.
It is.
So, well done, Sue. So, yeah, ladies do modelling as well as the guys do. But maybe not quite as often. So, I'm just trying to... This might lag a bit. As I say, I'm on a new internet connection and I'm scrolling through quite a lot. So, right, Norman was on about this this 82-year-old man who builds a lot of stuff in the old school thing. I don't know if he's put anything under, but latest kit he's working on is a Hong Kong 132 Lancaster. But then he's got a Desert Dire British Scamel Transporter, recovering a broken Matilda. 3 months to build. I'm just trying to scratch through. Obviously, you can go into the cave and read all the information, but here's an 82-year-old gentleman, and hopefully this picture will pop up. There we go. So there he's got a Scamel recovery truck picking up a Matilda, which, funnily enough, that's one that Luke for Black Rifle Model Works has just built. He's just done a Matilda, which is a really weird sort of light blue and all that camo. So it's getting recovered onto a Scamel truck. So that's one of his recent builds. That took him 3 months.
That would take me a hell of a lot longer.
Brilliant, though. You know, 82-year-old, and he's still turning out stuff like. I bet he could teach us quite a few things. Look at look at the weathering on that. He's even got figures.
That's beautiful. I like the guy leaning on the V truck. That's nice.
I like that. I tell you what, you could sit down for an evening with that gentleman, and you could probably tell. That's what was on about with the weird camo on the Matilda, like the light blue and the green and the sort of Africa colours. You sit down with a gentleman like that all evening, and I mean, he's got all the cables and winches and all that. That's absolutely fantastic. There's no many modelers like that out there now. And
no,
a mini Dio, you could say, you know, an old picture frame, and he's. I wonder what story he's trying to tell. What that looks like a Henry at the front, trying to figure out the situation. There's a wee scout car.
Like the guy sitting
there going, oh, fucking hurry up and get out on the truck, you know.
I get out of here.
But, you know what? It's like Frankie Day for Frankie Day models as well. I mean, when you look at it close up on it, it's just a level of detail, all the chains and everything. Some cracking photos on there. So, yeah, if you're in the cave, go across and have a look at that in a bit more detail, and you can read through everything that's on there. I'm just scrolling back. As I say, I haven't been on since Christmas, so there's a lot of stuff in here. Talking to the man himself, Frankie Day. Apologies. USS Brooklyn, ACR 3, 1998, scale, 1/200 scale. This is made of paper. So this is winter build. USS Brooklyn, Commodore Dewey's cruiser of the Spanish-American War from Frankie Day. So he has appeared as a guest on the show. So hopefully this picture will come up. So this is him doing, it looks like some sort of conning tower, or in the olden days on older battleships, they used to actually have to keep watch on different levels of platforms. So that's all made out of paper and cards and things like that. There's all the chimneys. Is that the right word? Funnels?
Smokestacks.
Smokestacks. This whole ship is made out of paper and card. Now, when you look at it and you go, yeah, it's not as accurate as a plastic or a styrene model, but when you consider it's made out of paper and card, it's like, wow.
Pretty impressive.
That is really quite impressive.
That is.
And there he is with his
big
famous cigar, Frankie, and his big cigar. So, of course, that's Frankie. So he loves. It's really cool. He doesn't just.
That man can tell you some stories.
I bet you could as well. Right, I'm just scrolling down. So David Lang has done another aircraft in 172 scale. It's the Airfix 172nd scale Sabre. So let's have a look at this. He's quite good at the aircraft, is David Lang, actually.
That's
nice. That's a nice little plane. That now, I take it this is an air brake or something at the back that opens up.
Could be.
I know bugger all about aircraft.
No.
But it's nicely decaled and everything like that. He's done a proper job on that. 172 is a bit small for me. And there's Major Glenn giving you a wee wave for the window.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like all sorts of genres on here, which is really quite good to see. Please, mouse, catch up. It will catch up. Apologies. So, Steve Spencer Beanie from Totally Scale Models has just completed the Revell 172 Avro Shackleton. And he's got his summing up of the build. So, again, go over to Totally Scale Models, which is Steve Spencer's channel. Give him a wee sub and a like. A good chap. And he's got a build update on that. What's in the box? That's another one for Davey UK. And Frankie goes to Hobbywood with his tank. We've covered that one. What's this one? Steve Spencer Beanie is going to be building an Imperial Star Destroyer by Revell. He tends to fully light this cut up and mount it on a wooden base. So if you're into your Star Wars,
Imperial Star Destroyer, some says.
Steve's really into anything sci-fi, Steve. So yeah. Right, here's a fun. Neil Kroll's a bit of a joker. He says if he was single, he would use this as his profile picture on dating sites. Be interesting to see who responded.
I'm sure Terry would respond.
No, I don't know. He keeps flirting with me, does Neil Kroll? But I mean, there's a headless person with stick grenade. Another headless person with stick. It's a bit strange. But mind you, Neil's a bit strange. Neil's a bit strange as well, but we're kind of used to Neil. Come on, mouse, start working. Oh, right, another one for David Lang. Now, into the aircraft. Now, I do like this, and I love the rigging on it. It's an Airfix 172 scale Gladiator, which is a biplane, which you'll be able to tell once it finally starts working. There we go. And it's something I've not tried yet. All the rigging and yeah.
Hard to say, but that's nice.
172nd scale. I've actually got a 172nd scale biplane on the shelf, and it's no easy to get in and do all that. I like that, the wood, because it was wooden props on these, wood effect prop and all that, and the rigging just sets it off.
And the line stains on the floor, on the ground, nice.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's one of these wee vignettes you can buy. There's a company that does ones for photographing your models on. I can't remember the name. Paul for ISM mentioned them once, and I can't remember what they're called. That was you when you're still doing decals. Was that a wee while ago, mate?
Yeah, it was.
Does that bring back memories?
Yeah, more so the background.
Yeah,
I like with £20 note in the background if anybody sees it.
I seen the £20 note. What's the £20 note thing? It's got a funny. That's not a proper £20 note, mate.
It is where I come from. I'll see if I can put it on camera when you're finished. I'll let people see it. So well.
Right, but I'm just keeping scrolling back because obviously there's a lot of stuff on here that I haven't covered. Now I've been looking at getting one of these magnifiers. Now Anthony's got one, a magnifying lamp. It's for Bright Tech. Any of these guys that struggle and you're using optivisors and all the rest of it, used to use it in electronics. It's got a strong magnifying lens in the middle and like a round fluorescent tube or LED tube round it. They're really quite good, but some of them can be quite expensive. He says that one was $85. I could do with getting one of them, especially for doing electricity, because optivisors aren't that comfortable. Right, I'm just waiting for this to catch up. As I say, my broadband still on our changing. Again, another one for David Lang. A relatively new member. So this is, I'm just trying to remember now, is he put in there? I don't know. Anybody tell me what this one is, or has he written it in the comments? Because it's got two propellers on the front of the nose, but they're contra-rotating. They're contra-rotating. They do. Steve mentioned it when he was doing his plane. They have the two propellers going in a different way, so when you rev it up, it doesn't torque up the chassis. They both go opposite ways. That's a cool wee plane. Really unusual. I like how he's got on the dial with the pictures in the background as well.
A hanger in the background, I take it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think you can buy those little kits, you know, at 1/72 scale with the airfield in the background. And there's a few of his models that he's done. So he doesn't just do aircraft. He's got, I don't know, I might as well flick through them. Whilst I'm here.
You don't need to open the bike yourself. That's nice, thank you.
So we've got that one. And that one, which you've seen. That looks like one of the ones I'm going to do. Is that the Hellcat or the Wildcat?
Hellcat, I think it is.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
It's got nice weather on the edges of the panels because these are aluminium aircraft.
On the bottom of it.
Yeah, really, really nicely done. A tank. Ask me what kind of tank. I have no clue. It looks quite a small scale. It looks like
a tank, the chance.
Looks a 1/72 scale. It looks quite a small. As I say, if you're going to be putting anything up in the cave, do put in the comment section what these are. That's obviously a little scout car, but I don't know who it's made by or what scale it's in. If you are posting photos up, just on each photo, just put a little comment. It lets me know. That looks like a Lightning, a B80 Lightning, but instead of being in a bare metal finish, it's in the green.
Nice.
I remember building one of those. I do like that. That's an unusual aircraft. I'm not clued up on all the different models. I've only just come back to the hobby a few years ago, so help me out a little bit, guys, and put some information on there. My retort, obviously, to Frankie's having to rebuild his, my famous two-part dial. This was... oh, is it going to come up? Working bastard. There you go. The wall, Pink Floyd. Yeah. All these little nubs and all that was on it. I had to sandal them. Yeah, I swore it a few times. Roger Bolton is doing a, oh, come on, get scrolling, a Warhamster Valkyrie. So he's done a little base for it. Is it going to come up? So there you go, a little round base, a few rocks on it, dry brushed, a little bit of grass in that for his Valkyrie, which is a Warhamster flying machine, if I'm not too mistaken. Don't know how far this is going to let me scroll back, guys. For those that were interested and didn't see it properly, the truck, the Peterbilt truck that I'm working on, I don't know if this is going to come up. So yeah, there are some bits of dust and stuff that I need to clean up. This is taking ages to catch up because I've got so many pages open. But I have got it all in a stage now where it is all... Yeah, I might have to give up on this. Neil Kroll again with his some more figures. I'm just going to see if I've missed anything. Philip Ramscart, Mr. Bobbington. Right, he's working on a 1/72 scale Airfix S-boat, which is a torpedo boat, primed in model air grey, base coats XF1 and 2 from 1975. A well-fitting kit, no nurglings. This is a big torpedo boat. Hopefully.
What a lovely year it was too, 75.
That is a big boat, and he's doing a really good job on it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's what do they call it, an S boat, but what do you call them? MTBs, motor torpedo boats. But yeah, it's big at 1/72. So, and apologies for the delay in scrolling through this. We're going back quite far, and Facebook goes, Meh. Right, here we go. Steve Spencer, Beanie from Total Scale Models, his Avro Shackleton. He got it done. It's a really nice plane, and again, it has this two sets of props which are contra-rotating, which avoids torque stress on the chassis of the plane, something I picked up when he talked about it on his channel review of it. It's a bit of an ugly bugger at the front.
It is.
Shackleton's a nice plane. He's done a cracking job on that. I would reckon all this sort of radar dome and all that, it would be a bit of a reconnaissance type aircraft, this particular one. But yeah, all those decals and yeah. It's a nice looking plane though, unusual looking. He's done a really good job on it. So excellent stuff, Steve. I know you like your sci-fi, but you've done it. Oh, I like that with all the flaps and that at the back when they drop down.
That's nice.
I bet that's a fair old size, that. A fair old size of aeroplane. Danger, propellers. Ah!
French, wasn't it?
Danger, propellers. I'm just going to see if there's any more. As I say, apologies for waffling on, but I'm trying to scroll back quite a bit. That was Sue when she'd started doing the bike, but we've seen the finished job.
That's nice, Sue.
And Paul, when he started on that. Oh, Alan Hansel. Right, another member. This is quite an interesting one. Now, I don't know which model it is. Hopefully, he's put it in the comments. But this is a kind of battered up.
Toyota?
He's actually done, this is a Dio at the back of it.
Or is that a Daihatsu?
Comes up in the so this is a little Dio he's done in the background of this sort of the roller doors and all the rest of it. And then he's got this pickup truck that's been lowered. It's even got the sticker on the tires.
Okay.
It's like he's had a new set of rims put on. He's had it lowered and all that, but the new tire. How's that for attention to detail?
That's cool.
I love that. He's still got the new tire sticker on it, and it's kind of like one of these cars. It's probably if you opened up that bonnet, there would be a big flash, gleaming engine, but the car's like rusty, and he's got a surfboard on top. I like that kind of stuff. It's really pretty cool. And it's got different coloured panels and the wings and everything. Yes. And again, labels. Just, yeah, I love that. It really tickled my fancy, so I do like that. So I'm glad I didn't miss that one. There's been a few other ones as well. Let me see if I can scroll back any further. I might be struggling. As I say, I've only just got my broadband up. Right, oh, there's another one for Kev Mortimer. A wee bit off-piste, a 1/32nd scale harbour tug. It took him 2 years to build, but it's got
Kevin does some nice work.
Full radio control. He's into his RC stuff, is Kev.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
That'd be good fun.
See, I don't know what sort of scale this RC stuff is, but that looks, if you're looking at sort of stuff in the background and like the shape, the size of the price top and that, it's quite big.
It is.
That's a big old beastie, that.
That's a big tugboat.
And you can actually put that on the water, and yeah, I bet all these lights work as well.
By the bath time, his house is fun.
That's the kids in the bath. Dad, can I have a big tug, please? I just watch the propellers on your dingalings. Aye. Oh, look at that for the detail inside. Cool. Oh, he's even got all the propulsion levers and that. Yeah.
Good work, man.
I do like Kev's attention to detail. Again, something a bit different, isn't it? It's not your standard sort of styrene stuff. I'm going to see if I can scroll back a little bit further. And if I can't and it gives up, I'll come back in the room. But my mouse is kind of going, oh, what's this? This tickled my fancy. If you recycle before tank modelling, you're just putting all your bottles in the recycling thing. And after it, it's like clonk, Führerbrüt, Panzerwing, and stamping on. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I'll get my coat. What else have we got? That was Happy New Year. Have I went far enough back? I think I have. Yeah. Right, I'm going to come back in the room. Stop sharing. Am I back? Am I back? How's the chat been? How is everybody?
Sue's looking after everybody, which is nice. The TV show you were thinking of was Grab Bags.
Oh, Suzanne. Oh, good stuff. Grot Bags.
Yep.
That was the witch.
That was the witch.
I was thinking about when I seen all these wee green guys.
I'm just trying to remember who actually commented to tell us who it was. When it scrolled back.
It was Grot Bags. It was old wifey and she had the big wart in her nose and that.
Rob B had commented saying that it was Grab Bags.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rob.
And Rob B saying, yeah, that's an air brake on the back of that plane.
We're getting there, Terry. We're getting there.
We're doing all right, mate. Aye. What's Ortboy saying? Just added a pic of my Virago 1100 to the cave. What I'll do, Ortboys, is I'll try and catch that next week because it's quite hard to go off the screen and had a whole month to catch up with, so that'll give me something to talk about in the next one. Poor old Nicky, R.I.P. Right, Gary's obviously mentioned I don't keep up with the motor racing, so yeah.
So I've actually retired Nicky Hayden's number now, so they have, so nobody else will be able to use the number 69. So
yeah, because he passed away. Yeah,
he knocked off his pushback. Which was,
John was saying Fairy Gannet. Now, Fairy Gannet, what was that? Was that the biplane or the one with the twin counter-rotating props? The unusual one.
I think that might have been the biplane. I could be wrong.
Yeah, and then the one that I liked that he did, that's an unusual single propeller aircraft, but it's got the counter-rotating props, and obviously because that's for more torque for getting off the ships and all that. So yeah, I've got to say thank you for everybody that's put pictures up on the cave.
Thank you very much, everybody. Great work. Keep it up, guys.
We're probably going to pull it to a close. We've done all right considering there's another show on, we've had a good 20 odd viewers tonight, so it's a bit down in water.
You've done well, Terry. You've done well.
I wasn't going to come on, but it's kind of like the thing I like doing at the end of the week, and I've been dying for my broadband to come back, and then I thought, right, yeah, my broadband's back, and then I went, and then I thought, fuck it.
That's it.
So I'm going to bring it to a close now because it's coming up for 11 o'clock. Thanks very much for my mate John coming in and helping me out and keep me a bit company.
Not a problem, Terry. Anytime.
We shall hopefully. I'm not sure where that progress, because I don't know what everybody else is doing. Whether Saturday nights with it just being me. Do I go a Tuesday night and do a more informal at the bench thing, or do I keep battering on with the Saturday night things just on my lonesome? What I do is, as long as you keep it constructive, put your thoughts in the comments underneath the video once it's uploaded and finished and that, and let me know what your thoughts are. I've had a few comments back saying, look, just do what you enjoy doing and don't worry about yous guys and that. But at the end of the day, there's no point in me putting on a show and it's not what you want to watch or whatever, because then I'm just wasting mine and your own time. So I'm looking for feedback and see where to go. Do I carry on with this? I mean, I'm looking at carrying on. If I carry on with the Saturdays, I'll be looking at doing a Saturday. It'll be me and possibly a guest or a friend, like what I've done with John tonight. And if it's not quite what you're looking for, then I would go more to the at the bench thing, and maybe, instead of me doing the Saturday night slot, I'll bow down and I'll move away to a Tuesday night slot and let everybody else fight over the weekend, because I can't be arsed with it all. But anyway, yeah, the only reason I left it so long since the last one, Gary, was I was changing ISPs, so I had no internet for 3.5 weeks, and that's the only reason there wasn't anything between there and now. So yeah, thanks ever so much for everybody that's tuned in. Thanks very much to my mate John for coming on with me. Until the next time, happy modelling and see you later.
Bye.
You got the button, John?
No, I haven't got no buttons.